Matter of fact, hey, good to see you again, fam. In this season that has suddenly become challenging due to the fact that who can anticipate the 49ers would have so much personnel out? But they're starting to come back now. Here's the thing. The 49ers have just got to keep their head above water for about 2 or 3 more weeks. And I'd say, oh, yeah, about that. And then, of course, there will be no challenge. Oh, no, because the 49ers will be back pretty much to full strength. And when you get back, guys like, we're getting a lot of guys back this week. Well, we're getting 3 guys possibly back, but I don't know how really healthy they are. But Ronnie B has got to get back. I got to have Blair out there because then I've got that kind of defensive line presence that's going to make that defensive line a little more dominant. He is like the glue last year, and he'll probably be the glue again this year because the domination up the front is not what it should be right now. But that could improve and change very soon. I got a feeling, too, that the longer these guys work together, the better they're going to get. And also, as Javon Kinlaw evolves, and he seems to be doing it kind of quickly, the 49ers will be a little more tough up front as far as the defensive line goes. The 49ers are missing 49ers secondary, though. Missing the 49ers practice today include J-Dub. No! He's got something going on with his wrist. Dante Johnson, well, you know what? That's almost a good thing. I'm just kidding. I wish that. I just wish him and Spoon would stop being victims every time. I mean, yeah, you got to give them credit for what they do during the course of the game that you don't see that they're doing well. But when they make a mistake, it's always cataclysmic. Emmanuel Mosley is still in concussion protocol. K'Wan Williams, the knee, that is serious. I don't know how the 49ers are going to fill in for K'Wan Williams. He's only going to be out for 3 weeks, from what my understanding is. He's on the short-term injured reserve. Richard Sherman, the calf continues to be held out of practice and likely will not come off the reserve until next week and be ready for the Rams in week 6. So, hey, got to work cut out for us. That's why I'm saying they got to remain above water until the troops get back. And then, of course, we'll steamroller the rest of these wannabe Niner killers. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. You couldn't stay with the Niners at full strength if their lives depended on it. And Ziggy Ansah, forget about Ziggy. We didn't get anything from him. We're not going to get anything from him either. Going forward, that bicep tear, God, that is just amazing. And also limited Wednesday, should I say today, Dante Pettis has got a knee thing going on, and Trent Taylor has an ankle going on. All right. The good news, the real good news for days ahead, defensive lineman Nick Bosa, Solomon Dan, and it's put extremely successful surgeries to prepare torn anterior cruciate ligaments in their left knees. Shanahan said, quote, I know ACL was main thing, and there was some more stuff to both of them, but I know it was clean. All right. You know what, though? They did say something about, cartilage damage to Nick's knee. That kind of worries me. I want the same Nick Bosa back next year that we had this year. This way, there will be no further arguments about who the best team in the NFL is. I got to have Nick back. I got to fam, looking forward, real quickly. Looking forward, you look at now, and Debo put it in perfect perspective today during that press conference. He says, yeah, you got, because they were comparing. I said, hey, you know what? Brandon Ayuk's remind everybody of you. And yeah, he said, yeah. Debo should have said, I taught him that. No, he says, yeah, well, once we get myself, Brandon, and George Kittle, what are you going to do? I love it. Arrogance has its place when you got those 3. That's a lot of talent in 3 guys. And you got the standby man, Kendrick Bourne, working in there too. It's going to be a fun season. We just got to get through this next 2 or 3 weeks. Not fall too far off the pace of the Hawks and fake front-running Hawks. Wait till they get somebody who plays any kind of defense. They are such dead meat because they ain't going to play none. Today's headlines say, let's get into it. Niners versus Dolphins winner will most likely be determined by the survival of the fittest, as I'm looking at that now. If the 49ers can be healthy enough this weekend to deal with the Dolphins, who aren't that weak, then we should be okay by the next week. Going up against, the Dolphins, oh no, the stuff starts after that. I need Jimmy G to see what he looks like this week. If he's feeling pretty good on that ankle, I think we'll be okay. No matter what anybody says about Jimmy G, he is a winner, and somehow the 49ers look good. I got Heem back. I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Not simply have the potential return from injury of G and Heem, which should be a familiarity back that should boost that offensive. Dre Greenlaw is also a playmaker with a reputation that has become near heroic since he stood the Hawks up on the one, denied them, and put them into the wild card. Ain't nobody going to forget that. Sherm continues to struggle, as I mentioned, to get back in the lineup, leaving coach to have to figure out who his starting corner will be opposite of Jason Verrett. Fam, it may not be too early to declare this Week 5 contest as a must-win situation for the 49ers. They cannot fall too far off the pace. Because even though the 49ers will probably stop the Hawks, a lot of these other wimpy teams that refuse to play any kind of a defense are going to be, that falls prey to the Seahawks, because they're going to what they're going to do is outshoot people for the most part. We'll be taking your calls up tonight to discuss your opinion on the 49ers' current dilemma in this 5th week of the NFL season 2020. Oh, by the way, Richie James, hamstring, his practice window to eventually come off injured reserve is now open. Here's the thing. I was having this conversation on social media. Okay, you get rid of Mohamed Sanu, which bothered Brandon Ayuk to no limit, and you wonder between Richie and also that name, I know you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, why not get rid of one of them, since if Richie's coming back, then he could run return, and let Dante. I know, as Big Show keeps saying, you guys get rid of Dante, it doesn't make any difference. You still have to pay the money. I just want to yield a roster spot right about now. Mohamed Sanu should have stayed. Also, we're bringing up defensive lineman Alex Barrett. I know nothing about him. He was promoted from the practice squad. Tim Harris Jr., we know all about. We've never seen him in action. He is coming off the injured reserve and was added to the practice squad along with somebody named Josiah Coatney. Fam, witnesses confirmed, though, Jimmy G was on the practice field earlier today for the first time in more than 2 weeks as he works his way back from that ankle injury he sustained during the Week 2 contest versus the Jets. Practicing today marks an encouraging sign that JG could start Sunday against the 1-3 Dolphins. Coach Shanahan said before practice, quote, we're going to throw him in there, and that will give me a little more of an opinion. If JG is not cleared for Sunday's return, Coach said he's already decided on who he'd be starting, but declined to disclose the name, as Coach Shanahan classically does. I don't give him no information, baby. Don't ask me that. No Wednesday. Are you serious? Ain't no way I'm going to tell you. This is what you call a covert mission to destroy the Dolphins. If either Nick Mullins, we already know, Nick Mullins could get a third straight start, or C.J. Beathard would get a chance to improve on that 1-9 record from 2017 to 2018, which is really a nasty thing to have on your resume. Coach Shanahan lost faith in Slick Nick, and Sunday's come from a head loss to the Eagles. Nick got benched in favor of Beathard for the 2 final desperation drives. Nick was as cool as a cucumber in relief against the Jets in that win over the Giants, but he had 3 turnovers this past Sunday, which was really shocking because it looked like Nick lost all composure suddenly. The look in his eye, but it could have been about that offensive line that was allowing it. You know what's, as I said that last year about Jimmy G, when you see Jimmy G actually freak out and look, he's got happy feet, he's got blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you see how your feet look with 300-pound dudes coming at you at 100 miles an hour unmolested. You do not just stand there unless you're C.J. Beathard. But look what happened to Beathard before Jimmy came in. You could get killed doing that. It's just normal. So that was the case with the final 2 of which Eagles touchdowns on their comeback win was the case. JJ, albeit with only 49 pass attempts, his first 1.5 games produced 4 touchdowns and no INTs, to the surprise of a lot of people, I'm sure. The only NFL other starters without an INT on the record are Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers. JG is very familiar with the Dolphins. Coach Brian Flores, whom came from the New England Patriots. He was a defensive assistant in Garoppolo's first year in the NFL from 2014 to 2017. So he knows everything there is to know about Jimmy G. This could be a problem. While some of the things Jimmy G knows now, he probably has evolved from since that time, right? Flores said on a call with Barry reporters, he gave nothing but PR, baby. He says, my time with him was very good. This is a quote from Flores. You could see the talent early. You could see the leadership early, and he's just a great kid. I'm really happy for him and the success he's had. He was very talented. He would make throws and make you turn back and say, wow, that was a good one. But rather than fret over which the 49ers quarterback starts, you always prepare for the system, and unquote. And rightfully so. Kyle Shanahan's always going to dial up things that nobody's ever seen unless you're part of the coaching staff, unless you're watching film. And even then, Kyle alters things so much sometimes. This is the things that Jimmy G's probably going to be a little more capable of than anybody else as far as our quarterbacks go. So you probably want G out there for this week as it is a very must-win game. And you noted that Shanahan involves gadgets, as I mentioned, in multiple misdirections. Coaches said Jimmy G must show he's capable of protecting himself, though. And that could be an issue if the offensive line projects as unreliably as last Sunday's loss to the Eagles, which is a very scary thing. Heem is back with that knee. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw, as I mentioned, practiced in limited fashion for the first time since the Jets game. They are both big time playmakers, and they will be needed in this game to do what they do. Tonight, the question is, do you start G due to the immediate importance of this game, regardless of the potential circumstances? Do you? You think the secondary shuffle will look with J-Dub possibly having to sit? And what if, we're starting to run out of DBs. If you've got K'Wan Williams out, and if J-Dub sits, there goes your corner slot coverage. If you thought about that, it's kind of scary, isn't it? Dub could have filled in for K'Wan Williams, but now Tavares Moore, is he a slot cover guy? I wouldn't put him there. He is a safety, pretty much a pure safety. Not bad at corner, but he's a good safety. So J-Dub is covered as far as the safety position goes. I know you're saying Verrett, but what if Spoon's not ready? I don't know if he is. The hamstring is still ailing. Verrett can't do that by himself. What are we going to do? We got the guy we picked up. What's the new kid, Jamar? And your own personal conclusions about the current state of the 49ers season possibly hanging in the balance, fam, with the outcome of this week 5 contests. What up? Marvelous Marvin, I see you, fam. He says, hey, Ronbo, I can't wait to see them back. Go Niners. Thanks, Marvelous, for that contribution. I know, but we're a patchwork quilt this weekend. Oh, Stacey Ferris, McGlinchey on right tackle is messing up, yo. No argument here. We just did Marvelous Marvin. Yeah. Also, Jose Escobar, okay, we got a taste of our own medicine, but now is the time to focus and get back on track, Niners. I hope it's that easy, too. Adrian Christopher, I am worried about Rams, Aaron Donald. We couldn't block Fletcher Cox. Aaron Donald will have a camp in our backfield. Yeah, and what's so funny? No, he's not. Weston Richburg will not be back. Here's something about that, though, to make you feel better. Do you know who did a good job against Aaron last time they played? Brunskill. See, I think I'll get back to you on that. There's a film out that he did a very good job against him for 4 quarters. Niner Rich, this team's got to come for blood this week after losing to the winless Eagles. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. All I want for Christmas is a right guard, right tackle, center, and a couple of DBs. Not a big list. Rebel D, thanks for that contribution, fam. Hey, Rebel, having Jimmy G back out there is a lot better for the team. The guys trust him. It's more than just throwing the ball. It's being a leader. Go Niners. Yeah, this is something a lot of people underrate. That's very true. Stacey Ferris, O-line, Ronbo. Please talk about the O-line. Stacey, no matter how much we talk about it, it's not going to get any better unless the coaching staff can make some adjustments with these guys, and they can make the adjustments the coaching staff is trying to make. I don't know what to say about McGlinchey. I think Brunskill, I got a faith in him that it'll come along. The center position, Mr. Garland, Captain Garland, he hasn't been doing bad, though, actually. Dynasty 5, here's something else you should appreciate, too. No matter what, as you know, Heem, he can orchestrate that offensive line just as it is. Why? I don't know. Maybe it could be because he's used to it. He knows what they do. When they him, he knows the ha and things like that. Better than any other running back on our team, apparently. So with Heem out there, he's going to alleviate a little pressure on that offensive line. They can go into play action a little more because, it's going to make it easier to run play action if Heem is doing a good job during the day. Every week you're going to see probably, more than likely, Jerick McKinnon, the Jets probably going to pick it up a little bit as he goes along. Remember, he's been out for a long time, and he's already got a TD in every game. What's he going to be like when he finally gets back into real shape? Dynasty Five says, all I know is our old run game coordinator is now the Browns OC, and it shows they're running the ball better than us. We're not exploding off the ball as better than we should be. But you still got Bobby Turner out there, baby. Bobby's going to keep it. He'll keep it copacetic. Don't worry. YouTube, Mostert is difference maker, and the guys play harder for Jimmy G. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Timothy Hassett, hey, talk to me, fam. Was traveling last 2 days. What's the 411 on the Eagles? 2 weeks, you mean? Yeah, the 49ers, remember they came back last time from that road trip on the East? And I don't know, the time clock was off or something? But remember how they came back and they struggled against the Steelers in Game 3? Strange, yeah. That means they should be settled back into the time zone. Maybe they're okay now. We'll see. Oh, yeah. 4-1 Eagles embarrassing. You look like we could start you at corner and somehow look at you. We had, man. Oh, I'd love to play corner again. Hey, put on phones. And so I can say, 904, Florida, what's up?
What up, Ronbo?
Wait a minute, this voice sounds familiar. Who is this?
This is Delvin from Duval County, baby, Jacksonville. Not a fancy South 5 years old.
All right. Del from Duval County. Hey, Del. Was it D-E-L-L, Del? What's up, fam? Good to hear from you.
Chillin'. Yeah, Delvin.
Delvin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I take my time. I love your show, and I love the AB Niners as well. But I definitely just sit back and listen to the going back and forth and debates as far as what we need to do going forward. And I keep my comments to myself mostly, but I just really don't know. I mean, as a whole, I don't really think that the Niners as an organization or a team really, truly, fully grasp the fact that we are, I'm going to say it more than once, I mean strongly, we are the uncrowned champions of football. We are the uncrowned Super Bowl champions. And we have not stepped on that field and represented and acted like we are the uncrowned champions. And people are coming for us more than they are coming at Kansas City to try to stomp us in the ground to prove a point. And we got to do our due diligence to actually do the best that we can to get back to the way we were a year ago. And we're not showing the sense of urgency to actually even try to accomplish it. We talk about it, but they're not really being about it. I don't see. And people sit up here and want to try to say, "Oh, we need Jimmy G back. We need Jimmy G." Yes, Jimmy G is a good quarterback. I don't discredit that at all. But where my concern is the fact that we're looking at how bad Nick Mullins' second outcome was. Okay, I'm looking at the fact that, people want to talk about how much better Jimmy G is than Nick. Well, how about us actually letting a light bulb go off in Kyle Shanahan's head and letting him understand that Jimmy G is not Dan Marino. Stop having him do the darn shotgun and sitting up there looking like he can. I mean, put him under center and let him work with his strength rather than his weakness. I don't see him being able to. Him being in the shotgun doesn't work for him. That's not his strength.
Me either.
It truly isn't.
That. Yeah.
It truly isn't. We see it as fans. The head coach and then the staff need to see it as well. He's not being in the shotgun is not the best. It's not suitable for him as the quarterback for this team to put us in the best position to win the game. He has a tendency to just sit there and freeze and be in this like he's daydreaming or something when he's in the shotgun. It is what it is. I mean, that's my.
let me just add to your point on that. And also, there are times when Jimmy creates better when he's on the move, I've noticed. You know, his percentages when he rolls out of the pocket are around 100. This is why I don't understand why Kyle won't actually apply that and use it a little more often. You put Jimmy in the shotgun sometimes because that's what Kyle Shanahan wants to orchestrate from. But he needs to go ahead, like you mentioned, use his strength and go somewhere else, Kyle. Play action is what you used to do. Let's go back to that more often. But yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my thing is he'll actually do it with someone that we're not accustomed to actually seeing, because, you know, as far as Nick Mullins, or he'll go back, go to play action quickly or do a rollout quickly. But it seems like when it comes to the trenches, I don't know why is in his scheme or his game plan to actually try to really force
Shanahan's
to actually.
It's Shanahan's design, Doug. It's Shanahan's design.
Yeah.
He needs for you to do that because he has a certain way of actually what he wants you to do on that offense. You know what? I tell you what, though, Delvin, here's what's going to happen this weekend. Jimmy G is going to come in, riding in like he always does. And sometimes I wish we could do every other game with Jimmy G. He's going to come riding in like the White Knight on a stallion. He's going to kill this weekend. I can almost promise you that. And it's unfair because he's going to have Debo, Ayuk, and George all on the field at the same time. And you're going to see more of Debo this weekend. He'll probably do a job on offense. I'm not doubting that for a moment. Now, what you're going to see, too, though, is the defense going to rise to the occasion, though, because you've seen the Dolphins because you got them right there. You can see them every game if you want to. The Dolphins are not a joke this year. That offense is clicking.
No, they're not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are clicking, I mean, until we get our boys back on defense, I think that the offense they got to try to kick it up a notch. You know, they got to get some gummy bear juice from the gummy bears or something to get it rolling. But
Well, Devin, great to meet you. You know, we're going to have to go. But you know what? Great points. And, yeah, I've been crying about that the whole time. Coach, does Jimmy have to be in the shotgun at every snap? Come on. There's other things he can do that are better.
So our running game is so strong, he don't need to stay back there all the time and try to do the shotgun. That's all. You know, we had the best running. We got the best doggone running. As far as the running plays, we got the best rushing in the league last year. I mean,
Delvin, we got to go, but you know what? That's probably what the problem is too. The run game comes back with Heem a little more effective. I think maybe because Jimmy G in that shotgun is supposedly you're a little safer in the shotgun, right? Because they got more distance to the defense coming there. But now, if they do run, and I think they're going to run a lot this week, that should ignite things in a better fashion. Delvin, hey, good to meet you, family. Let me see you. I'll see you maybe tomorrow if anything crazy goes on, or else I'll see you this weekend or Friday for your score. All right.
Yes, sir. All right, take care.
You too. Night.
Yo.
Yeah. Delvin. Hey, $1. Bill. Will.
Ronbo was cracking lacking, cuz.
Oh, fam, man. I'm looking at, we got this game. I think it's a must-win game this week. The 49ers cannot afford to lose this game. The secondary is extremely – Will, have you thought about any players that's going to fill in for all these potential gaps? I'm trying. Where you get these players from, Kyle? Oh, man. Tim Harris, I guess, next to Verrett. Who's going to play the – wait a minute. Verrett might have to play the slot. I don't know maybe he's got to come out of concussion protocol. I don't know if Moses coming out or not. They're not talking about it. Moses, this will be 2 weeks. Will, what are you thinking, man?
Well, first off, man, before we get to that, man, I just want to say, man, it's so good to have Jimmy G and Mostert and Greenlaw back. Like, we finally got some soldiers back on this team, man, that can help us get this win Sunday. But Jimmy G needs to play, man, because after the Dolphins game, it's about to get real. It's about to get real all the way throughout. So Jimmy G needs to go ahead and get this game, under his belt so he can be – this game right here should prepare him for the Rams game. Get him in the game.
Get him loosened up.
Throw him aside, let him beat Jimmy G so he can be ready for the Rams game. And you got Debo, you got Ayuk,
you got George,
on the field.
yeah.
George Kittle, and
you got
Kendrick
Juice. You got plenty I got plenty of dudes to throw at. Yes, indeed.
Right. Now, with that being said, Ronbo, this offense shouldn't have no problems. Jimmy G shouldn't have no problems. The thing is, this freaking offensive line has to do their damn job for this to work. That's the bottom line, Ronbo. Jimmy G got his pieces out there. Now, these are the receivers he can trust. So Jimmy G shouldn't have no problem getting that ball out of his hands. But that freaking offensive line has to block for him in order for that offense to roll. That's just point blank. Ain't no other discussion about it.
He's gonna have to become Drew Brees out there. You know, remember when we played the Saints and Brees was getting that ball out within a split second? He knew. Don't be standing there waiting for that offensive line to help you. But with these receivers you got now, you just put your finger on it. Well, if I got Debo, Ayuk, and George, I don't know why he'd be holding the ball.
Right. But, I mean, I'm just saying, the offensive line, Jimmy G can get that ball out if the O-line would just block. They need to block. And to the previous caller, I heard you in the previous caller talking about the play action run, that offensive line still has to block so the running game could be successful so it can set up for the play action. The running game has to work first. Once the running game is working, then you can do play action. And it's a done deal. We can put up points. But I do wonder how
Heem's leg is, though. That's the only thing. Can he still blow up an offensive line? Because like Kyle says, we feel on every offensive play, we're going for broke. I mean, we feel like we can break it to the goal line every time. When you got Heem, you can do that. And he's already proven that twice this year already. My God. But I want to know how he feels.
Mostert is a dog. Mostert is a dog. So he going to be all right. He's going to be all right. If Mostert is the same Mostert going to be the same Mostert. That's my opinion. He's going to be the same Mostert. He's going to go out there and slash the defender and take it all the way to the house. So the running game got to be successful in order for the play action work. Jimmy G got his pieces. It should work. But the thing is, the offensive line got to do their damn job for all of that to work on that offense.
And they know it's on there.
I mean, that's good. Yeah.
Bill, I guarantee, let's call it right now. You know who's going to be frightening this weekend? Trent Williams got embarrassed. They were double teaming him a lot, but Trent Williams got bum rushed by 2 or 3 guys. This week, I don't know, they may do that same kind of, they may try to imitate that same kind of defense, but somebody go get knocked out. I can already see it right now. Williams is not feeling good.
I know Trent Williams is mad. He gonna show up this Sunday. I guarantee it. Now for the defense side of the ball, the secondary, I hate to say it, but we may have to put Spoon on that field.
He's got a hammy.
Who?
Mostert. I mean, a Spoon. He's got a hamstring issue. He didn't even practice. I don't think so.
Oh, he didn't practice? Okay. All right, well, let me see. Ooh, that's a Okay.
See?
All right, you got Verrett. You got Verrett. Now Moses still in protocol, but we need to wait on that because he may be done with protocol later on in the week. So
Will, you know what you got? You got Mosley probably covering the slot because he's probably the most well-equipped for that. And contrary to what people believe, it is not Verrett. Verrett's good on the edges, but he's not that good in the slot. So you got Mosley in the slot, and you got Verrett on one side. Who's on the other side?
No, you can't do that. You got to have Mosley and Verrett on the outside. You just got to go ahead and take your chances on Jamar Taylor. You got to.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Jamar Taylor, yeah. You don't want to put him on the edge, huh?
And you got to try. You got to hope and pray you hold it down on the slot. You got to because you got Mosley. You got to have Mosley on the outside and Ray on the outside, and you got to hope that Jamar Taylor can hold it. And if Ward is out, you go ahead and put in Tavares Moore.
Yeah.
Hold up, wait a minute. I ain't got. Hey, first man, shout out to my TNT brother Will right there, Ronbo. I ain't got a lot of time tonight, Ronbo, so I just Will. I don't mean to cut in on your time. I just want to make one statement only, and I'm gone.
Ronbo, it's all good. It's all good.
What the hell is going on, man? We bring in Mohamed Sanu, and then we release Mohamed Sanu. Where is the veteran leadership at the wide receiver position, man?
You're right.
We brought in Sanders Just like we brought in Sanders for a bunch of young guys that we had to help lead our receivers. You need that same leadership. I don't know what the effing Kyle Shanahan is doing, man. I don't like the move. I don't like that move, period. And Kyle Shanahan, I keep telling y'all, hold his ass accountable for everything, because right now that was one of the most effed up moves you could ever make with a young wide receivers squad that we have like this going into the rest of this season.
And
really,
Brandon Ayuk is mad as can be about that. Yeah. So I don't know what they was doing.
Agree.
I could have got rid of either Richie James or Dante Pettis. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. They should have kept some new guy rid of Trent Taylor ass.
I think
that's what it should be.
It comes down to it. You get somebody, but not Sanu.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I ain't like
shout
that.
Shout out to my TNT brother Will. Shout out to TNT family, man. Look at Will. I apologize for cutting in on your time.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
And I'm at work tonight, and we're a little busy, so y'all go ahead and take it the rest of the way, man.
All right.
It's all good, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Love you, Ronbo.
All right, Trez, love you back, fam. Well, give me one more minute because we're out of time here anyway. So what else you want to close with?
Well, that's basically it, man. That's my that's my saying for the night. I just think that Jimmy has the pieces now with the receivers. He got pieces on the field he can trust now. So it shouldn't be no excuse of Jimmy G not getting the ball out. But like I said, the offensive line has to get up on their business. They got to do better. McGlinchey, he got to do better, man, or he gonna be off this team. Now he on the hot seat. I mean, I don't know what Kyle's talking about. Like he been doing good, but he ain't been doing good to me. He on the hot seat. McGlinchey need to get it together. He shouldn't have lost that weight. Now he's feeling like people pushing him around like paper.
One thing about Kyle, he never throws any of his guys under the bus. In every conference, even if they're messing up, he said he thinks McGlinchey's doing a better job than people say. He even likes Dante Johnson. Now, Kyle, you're not serious, are you? So all right, Will, let me see you. Depending on me, get in an emergency situation, I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you Friday.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave this right here. Before I get off, Ronbo. Jimmy G, 22-7. Kyle Shanahan with backup quarterback, 5-20 something. Put respect on Jimmy G's name. He's gonna get there. All right, Ronbo.
That's scary. All right, fam. Good night.
All right.
Yeah, G is very special about not losing. Also, I don't think the 49ers are going to lose 2 games in a row. Not at all this year. I can't see that happening. That's just the way they are. Jesus!
Ronbo!
Jesus, man. So, Jesus, we're looking at the 49ers cannot be losing this game. You know that, right? We cannot be 2-3. And also, we got a situation going on. You talk about Mohamed Sanu getting released, too. Everybody's got strong feelings about that. And, anyway, go ahead. What are you thinking?
I'm pissed that we let go of Mohamed Sanu. I woke up and I was super pissed. Yeah, I was honestly like, why? Out of anyone, we got Pettis and Trent Taylor. Why didn't we cut those clowns? Trent Taylor ain't catching no balls. Dante Pettis ain't kickoff returning no more. Those guys are just taking up. Space. To be honest with you.
It's about draft picks. 49ers, they really believe in their draft picks. They will hold on. You look at CJ, Solomon Thomas. We could have bailed on those guys a long time ago. They just, the only reason they got rid of Joe Williams is Williams is such a head case. But they don't be giving up no draft picks.
Though, but Solomon Thomas has played better than Dante Pettis has his whole career.
Actually,
I'd rather have Solomon Thomas. I'd rather have Solomon Thomas than have Dante Pettis and Trent Taylor.
I agree. I don't know. It's just really strange. Anyway, I guess they're thinking we got young talent. We're still cultivating the young talent. I'm trying to think like they do. I don't appreciate it, but, we're not going to get rid of our kids and keep a guy like Sanu. And I understand it to a small degree, but right now Sanu is very valuable in a lot of different levels. So, you don't, God, Jesus Christ, Kyle.
Hell yeah, Sanu got size. Sanu got size, and he can throw the ball down the field.
And he's got experience to help school the other ones that need the education. And they do. Debo's only the second year. Ayuk's in his first year. You know, we don't have a veteran presence now.
You know, exactly. You know, who's gonna fill in the young talent with knowledge? You know, like Jimmy G, he's coming back. You know, yeah, I was happy with Nick Mullins with him being 2-0 and you know him doing that, but I'm assuming all the success went to his head, or maybe he just couldn't do it on prime time. You know, C.J. Beathard came out the trenches and people were saying C.J. Beathard, and when C.J. Beathard plays the Dolphins and we lose, everyone's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna take for Trevor. You know, it's just, you know, you got to take one game at a time, man. You gotta...
And Kyle already said if Jimmy doesn't play, he does have his mind made up as to who's going to start. But you know how Kyle is, you just never know. The more I think about it, I think he'd go back with Mullins. You know, it's the kind of thing where you got to put the guy falls off the horse, put him back on there. You know what Mullins is capable of. But you know, Jesus, I worry about that look in Mullins' face. I'd never seen him look like that before. Even when he came in 2018, that look in his face was very telling. He was shaken by something. Was it the offensive line? Was it turnstile? Well, his throws? I've never seen Mullins make those throws. And he misses. He wouldn't miss by much. He missed Juice by miles. What? He was wide open. Nick, you would never miss that throw. I don't know what happened to him. Psychological evaluation? I don't know. But that was strange for him.
Bro, this might be crazy, and I don't care what the chat says, man. A lot of those people in the chat section right now are full of shit anyway. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
I'm gonna say it like I
you
see
know
it.
this. I mean.
Kyle Shanahan. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Kyle Shanahan said in the week prior, leading up to the Philadelphia Eagle game, and Niner, if you guys know, you guys listen to the news. He said that this is Jimmy G's team.
Oh yeah.
You know, Nick Mullins must have got mad or something. You know, he said, "Hey, this is Jimmy G's team, Nick. Don't get ahead of yourself. You know, don't get ahead of yourself now. You know, you're just filling in."
He can't tell him that before the game, though. You can tell him that maybe after. If he wins the game, you maybe settle him down. Okay, good job. But remember, if Jimmy's healthy, he's coming back next week, though. Or if you want to do that, but don't do it before the game.
Right?
God, because Nick looked frazzled.
Practice, you know, you see Jimmy G practice. This is still his offense, bro. Don't get ahead of yourself, Nick.
God.
You know.
At any rate,
he said it in the week prior, and look what happens, bro.
Oh, you mean
Nick
the
Mullins
press conferences? That's right.
Corner.
I forgot about that. He did repeat that over and over during the press conferences.
Yeah. And he throws it to a wide open corner, bro? Really? Come on now, man.
And probably Nick in his mind is probably thinking, well, what the heck am I working so hard for? There's nothing. I mean, I'm not going to get anything done here. Even no matter if I win or not, it's still Jimmy's team. You could be on to something, Jesus. I never thought about that. Nah, these guys all love each other.
This is Jimmy G's team. Jimmy G towards his ACL. Kyle Shanahan still brings them back, bro. You know.
Ooh.
Jimmy G can't close out the Super Bowl. This is Jimmy G's team, Nick. You know?
Oh, God. You could be right on target. Hey, since we got to go, fam. I'll see you tomorrow or Friday for sure.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah,
real quick. I got to ask you one question. When you put on the podcast, whoever calls first, do you have like a specific order? Like the sooner I call, the faster I get on the chat? Or you just do it random?
Yeah, pretty much we take people in the order that they call. Pretty much, yeah. As I know. My producers handle that. Yeah. All right?
Yeah, because my thing has been clicking a lot lately. Yes, I don't know. Is it just my phone or someone else's the program? But yeah, I'll let you get to the podcast. And thank you for what you do, Ronbo.
Okay. All right, Jesus. I'll talk to you a little bit. All right. Have a good night.
All right, brother.
Hey, Jay. Jay. Oh, what's up, Jay? Jay's sitting in that big cab.
Ronbo.
He's trying to do like multitasking. Jay, come on in, man. We're looking at the dilemma of week 5. Can you talk now?
What happened?
No, I was wondering, can you talk now? Okay, come on in.
Oh
Jay,
we good. We good.
yeah, Jay. Jimmy's out there trying to prove he can play this week. I'm looking at this game as like 49ers don't lose this game. 2-3 is not a good position to be in at this point in the season. It could take you out of the running for the division, and we got a cornerback situation that I can't even imagine. Kyle ain't saying nothing, but I guess he ain't supposed to. Don't let the other team know what you're doing, right? But man, we got everybody out, Jay. I mean, we got two dudes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's getting crazy, but ain't too many people out for the year, so hopefully we can tread water till everybody come back healthy.
Yeah. Man.
It is getting a little ridiculous.
Mostly 2 weeks in protocol. I can't imagine. He must be close to getting released from that. God.
Yeah, he must got his bell rung.
I mean, really badly. Because he's got to be on the other side next to Verrett. I don't know. They put Jamar in the slot. Oh man, this is scary stuff.
I mean, I don't know. Shit. Push come to shove, if Ward play, they might put T Moore back at the corner. Just until we get healthy. Might as well and put him on the field so he can get more playing time.
Yeah. T-Moore could play safety anyway. I was thinking if Dub's he's got a wrist thing going on. I don't know how bad it is. Wrap it up, maybe go. But he can play slot. Dub can play the slot until K1 comes back.
I'm just saying we can put T-Moore back on the outside of the corner.
Yeah.
Ain't like he ain't played before.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he gotta do better than Dante. He can't do no worse than that.
Amen to that. It doesn't matter who it is. If they ain't Dante, they're gonna be doing a better job. Oh my God.
You feel me? and then Nick Mullins, confidence thinking he ain't gonna put. Ain't trying to play good because it's Jimmy's team. That's BS. Even if he, what I mean.
No,
even if he ain't trying out for us, he's trying out for other teams.
Ain't that the truth? Just yes. No matter what, he better be putting his best product on the field at all times. Yes, agreed.
Oh, yeah. And he's about to come up on free agency too, so most definitely. And the thing with Mohamed Sanu, he's a good veteran presence, but he been on the sideline. He only get like 2 plays a game. Sometimes these young players, they got to step up and be, professionals. Only one of rookie is Ayuk,
And he ain't playing like one.
Immature.
Well, I'll take that rookie.
So,
yeah, boy. I mean, I'll take that rookie style any day.
And if Mohamed Sanu ain't getting on the field and he just a veteran coach, we got Wes Walker. He a player, a veteran. You know what I mean? The same thing. He's just been out of the league for 5, 6, 7 years. But he's still a veteran player.
Yeah.
He's still a coach. I mean, we don't need to waste those. We got too many injuries to waste back for people who ain't getting those time.
That's a good point, Jay. I mean, that really is, ain't it? Trez, there you go, man. That made sense, actually. I like Sanu, but Jay's got a point. If Sanu's only going to come in for a couple of plays a week, I guess you do. He is expendable. He could be back, though. I could see that.
No, sir, Ronbo. No, sir. No, sir.
Go back to work.
Go ahead, Trez. Since you only came in.
You have to have a veteran receiver on your team. And the reason why Sanu ain't on the field is because of Kyle Shanahan not calling his number. Like he hasn't called a certain amount of people number on the team. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up there scratching your head like, what the hell is going on with Kyle Shanahan's offense? He's not calling certain people numbers. Then when shit work, he go away from it. So, you need Mohamed Sanu because guess what? On that third down when we need it, Mohamed Sanu gonna go get it. He don't shy away from going across the middle.
That's true.
Gotta go check his track record.
Big as he is.
Yeah, I mean, you right about that, but Sanu washed up though, man. Be honest and tell the truth about it. He couldn't even make it in New England. Come on, man. Let's be for real.
Hold on. He went to New England for 1 year. Do you know that Mohamed Sanu played quarterback? That when he was in Atlanta, they had him using him in a wildcat situation, and he was actually throwing the ball down the field, close to 50 yards down the field.
You talking about one? That's one player in 50 games. We're not bringing them in to play quarterback.
They were running packages. I'm saying
we don't run them packages.
Hold on. No, Kyle ran them with Sanu in Atlanta. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. He got to the 49ers and goddamn Sean McVay and goddamn Mike LaFleur more damn creative with the offense that he is, and it's his offense. Start looking at your head coach, man.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but nah. We need. He ain't getting no playing time. Like last year, it was 3 main receivers that we played. You know what I mean? So he got 3 main receivers that he's about to play now. Brandon Ayuk, Debo, and Kendrick. And then he believes in Trent Taylor.
So you telling me right now that that Sanders brought no leadership and helped our young players out last year?
He did, and Sanu did when he first came.
So you saying Mohamed Sanu can't do the same? We got a bunch of young receivers, bro. We got a bunch of young receivers.
No, they not that young no more. You know, all Brandon Ayuk the only one that been here. Everybody else been here for a while.
Who is your better receiver right now?
Kendrick Bourne.
George Kittle is a tight end. He don't count.
I ain't say George Kittle.
Yeah,
I said
it's KB.
Kendrick Bourne and Wes Walker.
Who is your veteran receiver?
It's KB, Tress.
Kendrick Bourne and Wes Walker.
Yeah, and Wes Walker, he's talking about the coach, but yeah.
So Kendrick Bourne, so you telling me Kendrick Bourne is going to lead our guys?
Actually, Tress,
Debo got that diva to him now.
Stats-wise, Kendrick is actually leading the team. we got to go, though.
No.
We got to stop. This argument, we could go on for 2 hours. Huh?
Yeah, Ronbo. Hey, good call, my man. I like that, though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you, bro.
All right,
ain't no
good
problem.
stuff. All right, I like that. All right, Tress, have you good night. Well, Jay, I guess we're out of time. But, both y'all, I'm leaning toward, I understand what you're saying. I understand what Trent's saying as well. It's about, will this work? Because, quite frankly, I'm just thinking they gotta keep them rookies in play. Kyle's going to get them kids up to in 2 years, Jay, ain't nobody going to be able to deal with Debo, Ayuk, and George Kittle on the same time. That's the way it works. I understand your point clearly, too. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you already know. I mean, I understand, I like having the veteran Sanu out there, but, I guess they still believe in Dante and Trent, and Ricky, so.
Oh, we getting rid of Dante. Boy, Jay, wait and see what happens next year. Ain't nobody picking up no, boy, Dante, say goodnight. Oh, man. Jay, I'm going to see you tomorrow or Friday, okay?
All right, no problem. Have a blessed night, Rambo. Appreciate all you do. Appreciate your faith.
Thanks.
Have a blessed one.
You too, fam.
Bang, bang, Niner gangs. Let's get it. This ain't over to the fat lady sing.
Yes,
and I ain't hear no fat lady.
She's still eating.
Already.
Night, Jay.
All right, have a good one.
You too, fam.
Hey,
Krusty.
Hey.
Krusty, come on in, man. As you know, we're going over the Mohamed Sanu release. We're wondering who's going to cover a corner. Is Jimmy G going to be able to come in and pull a rabbit out of his hat this week with that offensive line looking like they need some time to get together? What do you think of there?
I think that corner, I think that probably like one of the previous callers just said, I think the same thing. We'll have Rhett on one side, either Mosley and or Spoon on the other side with Jamal Taylor in the center. Yeah, that's what I think we'll do.
That's about the only thing you can
and we got that one guy that they pulled up, Webster, that's probably going to be as a backup. So there's another guy that we have. Okay. He was number 35. He actually was in there a couple times this last weekend.
I'm going to check him out. Oh, he was in the game this practice. Okay. That only happened a couple of weeks ago. I had forgot about him. Okay.
He's another guy that we have as a backup.
I don't know if I want playing against the Dolphins, though, Krusty, because the Dolphins know who he is and what he's capable of, right?
Right. They know who he is and what he's capable of, but he's just a backup that we have.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
in case we need him.
Jimmy's going to be okay for this weekend because I still agree with what I was saying before. Mullins was freaking horrible the other day. I don't even blame Kyle, man. There was people open all the time. I saw people open. I watched the game again. I was just like, there's people open. He was not getting the ball out on time. He was holding the ball for too long. Of course, there's a couple times
he just couldn't. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't his usual self. This is what I'm trying to understand. Was it the time zone coming from east to west? That was not the Mullins I'm used to. Anyway.
No, like I was saying before, you guys got to remember, he only won 3 games in 2018. Okay.
Yeah, we had a bad team.
8 games that he played. But we weren't that bad. We weren't that bad. Come on. Well, but still, he only won 3 games. He threw 10 interceptions in those 3 in all the games he played. He only threw 13 touchdowns. He wasn't that great. He didn't blow out anybody but the Raiders.
INTs? I didn't even realize that.
He had 10.
Ooh.
He had 10 interceptions in the 8 games that he was there, that he played. I think the only game he didn't have interception was the Raiders game. Okay? So, you know, he had 10 interceptions that year. But he didn't play very well, you know. I don't know. If Jimmy's not able to go, I'm just going to trust Kyle with whoever he chooses. I personally would choose Beathard because Beathard was not phased at all during that whole thing. And he did not look like the Beathard that I've seen every time I've ever watched. This guy looked like, when I saw him come out, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Remember the Titans. I thought of that freaking the dude with the long hair, Sunshine.
Was that the guy with the bow and arrow?
The quarterback. No, Remember the Titans, the football game with Denzel Washington was the coach.
Oh, yeah, God, yes. I've seen that about 20 times. I forgot about that game,
Yeah, he's long hair dude. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
But it was funny when I watched the Debo press conference today, and they were talking about Brandon Ayuk, and they were saying that they compared Brandon Ayuk to him, and he kind of laughed a little bit.
I enjoyed that.
Since I've actually seen Brandon Ayuk, I wouldn't compare him to Debo. I personally wouldn't. Because Debo runs through people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Debo runs through people. You know who Brandon Ayuk reminds me of?
Who?
Alvin Kamara, because he bounces off of people.
I know that.
When
that
people go
one
to tackle
bounce
him
off?
and hit him in the hip, he just he just bounces off.
I thought that dude had him. Ayuk just bumped off the hip and kept right on going. Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, it didn't even phase him. It happened multiple times during the game. But I'm just, I hope Jimmy comes back this week because I really think if Jimmy played last week, even with the hobbled ankle, he would have beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and the Eagles wouldn't have got the opportunities they got, more than likely. You got to protect the ball. And that last INT, unexplainable. I know people say, "Come on, don't act like Nick Mullins is the backup." I know, but of the mistakes I've seen him make, that one was uncharacteristic. Nick just missed. Whoa, Nick! There's no red jerseys over there. What are you doing? But I've seen Jimmy do that once or twice too. So I don't know. Is it the play call or what?
But there's a thing. There's a difference. There's a difference between Jimmy and Nick. So if Jimmy makes a boneheaded decision, it does not phase him. He forgets about it, and he
plays
keeps
better
going.
after an INT,
like when
actually.
When we played Pittsburgh last year, I don't know, what was it, like 3 interceptions Jimmy freaking threw? But he came back and he still won us the game.
Yeah.
The interceptions didn't phase him.
That one on Matty B was Matty B's fault. Bounced off his hands. But yeah, I know what you mean.
But that's the difference between a starting quarterback and a backup,
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, you keep going. You forget about the mistake and just keep going forward, and that's what Jimmy does.
Yeah, you got a short memory.
You think about it, Jimmy won 13 games last year, and nobody's even came close under Kyle Shanahan since he's been the coach and stuff. So let's hope Jimmy's back this week. Because Jimmy's there, that's our best chance of winning.
Yeah, I agree. Krusty, good stuff, man. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, Friday. I hope some crazy news breaks tomorrow, so I can come back tomorrow and see what's up. I might do it anyway. All right, fam. Exactly. Good stuff, Krusty.
Can't give a good score unless I know who's quarterback.
I know you're right. You really can't. Kyle's not gonna say it until the last second either. He doesn't want teams preparing. So, all right.
Jimmy's gonna be the quarterback. So let us know if Jimmy will be it.
I think Jimmy is it already. He was out there practicing. I think that's all Kyle needs to know. All right, fam. See you later.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
And I see the area code is 206, Washington. Washington, area code 206. It's probably the Rats and Roaches team. I call it Rats and Roaches crew. It's probably Joseph Smiley. He's probably in Washington, his Seattle loving self. 206, Washington. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Ronbo, no. I hear what you're saying about me. Forget about that.
Who is this?
I came through being nice. Yo, this is Philly from Seattle. Take care. Hey, I just want to say, man, I'm a big fan. I wish there was somebody up in Seattle that had the same passion you do, because I follow everybody in NFC West, but you're my go-to guy.
Wait a minute. Who is this really?
This.
Is this really Joseph Smiley?
No. This is just some schmuck from Seattle, eh?
Oh, okay. Okay. What is your name?
Nobody.
Okay.
My name's Philly Willie.
Philly Willie. You said Philly Willie. Oh, okay. Oh, no,
yeah.
Philip Williams. Well, thanks for the contribution too. All right. No, really, I can appreciate that.
Dude.
Philly Willie, here's the thing. We get a lot of guys that come in on the chat that are just rude, obnoxious individuals who come right in, gunslinging and shooting shots at the 49ers and disrespecting everything about the Niners. So, it immediately sends the wrong signal. There's another guy from Seattle that makes these huge contributions. I got nothing but love for that guy. He doesn't say anything about the 49ers that's nasty. So,
I'll tell you this, Ronbo. It's too expensive to go to a game in Seattle. So what I did was last year I flew all the way down to Levi's and went to that Monday night barn burner. That was my first NFL game ever. It was the best. Those Niner fans,
the Hawks on dip.
We had a blast. I'm not going to lie. That was a perk. But I had a great time. I loved it. But more importantly, I'm a Seattle fan, but I'm mostly an NFL fan. I love the whole thing. And Richard Sherman is probably one of my favorite players of all time. And hearing the news today that he's going to be on the IR for a little bit longer, I just wanted to tap your brain, because do you think Sherman are the Niners going to be missing his on-the-field talent or his leadership more so going forward?
I would say, and at this point in his career, I would say 60-40. 60 is leadership, 40% is playing ability, because Sherm inspires every guy on the field with him. He inspires people in front of him. That kind of mentoring is very valuable for this team, especially at this particular stage, because they're still forming as a young unit. So, yeah.
Oh, especially with all those young corners you guys got.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see specifically once Cam Chancellor from that Legion team up in Seattle, once he got hurt, it disintegrated like dust.
Big impact, right? Yeah.
Oh,
and then you got
course.
Sherm leaving, and then also your safety, Earl Thomas. That was the Legion of Boom. Just
Earl.
One guy at a time kept making exits. Yeah. So I understand that pain.
It's terrible. I hope you guys do well against the Dolphins. Surprisingly strong. I was surprised how good their defense was. Got to give your hats off to Brian Flores.
And Fitzpatrick does this every year. If he's starting, no matter where he is, he comes out a house on fire, at least for the first 4 to 5 weeks. This is only 5th week. And then he somehow implodes. I don't know what's going on with him and that, but his first few weeks, you don't want to see Fitz. He'll kill you deep downfield.
I know.
He'll kill you. He'll kill you. He runs the ball every now and then. God, man, Fitz is just crazy good at times.
I see. If you watched last week's game, I mean, he was great for 3 3/4 of the game, but as soon as it came to crunch time, he just crumbles, which is unfortunate. But I wish you guys the best. I always love looking forward to our games because I know clear the schedule. Spend that whole day because that's going to be a good game.
Most likely will be, too. And anytime you got Russell Wilson on the field, there's going to be fireworks. Philly Willie, all right.
I can pass on the second coming to Jesus. I'll just wait for Russell Wilson to come play on Sunday. All right, bud. Rondo, I love you. I'll keep watching you forever, even if you are my most hated rival. Take care, bud.
All right, Philly Willie. Thanks.
All right.
I'll talk to you later then. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care, bud. See ya.
You too. Hey, Clarence.
Hey, Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
Clarence, man, I'm just looking at the situation this week, and Clarence, the more I think about it, the 49ers cannot lose this game. But I know the locker room's probably saying to themselves, we are not going to put ourselves in the frame of mind that we have to win this game and put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. We're just going to go out there and play 49er football to the best of our ability, and that should be enough to get a win, right? But you know what, Clarence? I'm concerned. And Mohamed Sanu, how do you feel about that since Trez has lit a fire on that subject tonight? And also the cornerback situation, your feelings on that as well. It's all yours, Clarence.
I appreciate that. Shout out to TNT fam. That was good debate there on Sanu. And I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely get that, having that veteran presence for sure. And then also I get the other argument saying we really don't have a spot for him. Because we have too many injuries. We gotta fill some holes. In other ways. And you never know, they could still bring him back. You just don't know what they got up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Unless, somebody like, Seattle takes them or something like that, which I would be totally upset. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
Do they need a wide receiver? There was an article saying places Sanu could wind up. I didn't read it because I was reading too much other things. You're right. I want to know, where is Sanu potentially going to end? But go ahead.
Okay, hey, no worries. The only other thing I was thinking about was, and like you said, it'd be great if Jimmy came back, but that offensive line got to be on point. They got to be better than what they were last week, for sure. And I think, just a theory, a hypothesis, but I think the reason why McGlinchey is not doing so well this year, other than I think the weight has cause for concern on that. There's no Joe show this year.
That's what I said the other day. We agree. Yeah.
He misses Joe.
To the point he just can't play now? I mean, and Joe, somebody's got to call Joe and get him back in camp, or get him back in the locker room. Just pay him a little extra, Joe. Listen, we need you to babysit. Yeah, we need you to babysit Mike, hold his hand, and get him back where he should be. He's killing us out there.
We could really use Joe right now, for reals.
I agree, but if nothing else, put him on the right side of the line. God.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
Hey, I tell you what, Clarence, how long are you to go? Do you start looking at school? I don't know. I need a pass protector out there. Mike's very good at the run, though. I've not paid attention to him this year. Let's see what they look like when Raheem Mostert gets back. You know how he knows how to navigate that line and make him work for him? You got to have that kind of running back. I can't wait to see what happens with that this week.
And I would not like to be the person that has to face Trent Williams this week.
Oh.
I think he's going to be a little bit
pissed. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my take on. Like I said, hopefully Jimmy comes back, because like I said, he does bring that swagger that the Niners need, and that's the other dog that they need to get back on track. Because right now, they gotta figure stuff out, because the schedule gets real after this week.
You can't keep getting your butt handed to you like that in the fourth quarter.
No.
We're not losing by much, Clarence. We're doing the same thing we did a couple of years ago. Nobody runs the 49ers off the field, but you can get away with the win. That's the thing. They've got to get back to doing what they did last year.
And that's the frustrating part about the two losses. We should have had both of those by far. Like I said, with that first missed use check on the first series, I was like, oh Lord, please not. No, not one of these days.
He wants that throwback. You know he does. I mean, there was nothing but green grass in front of Juicy. Even if they would have caught up with him, they wouldn't have caught up with him until he got up to about 10 yards out. My God, that was a deep.
It was a touchdown.
I saw a guy deep downfield, but there was another receiver down there with him who probably would have kept him busy. So you're right.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Let's see. Jimmy G, offensive line. What was the other thing? I would ask today. Okay, so I got you covered for today. I appreciate it, Ronbo.
Hey, Clarence, good call. Appreciate you, fam. All right, tell you what, we'll
right,
see you tomorrow and Friday then.
Oh, yeah, you're doing tomorrow and Friday?
Tomorrow, if anything comes up, I just love talking football so much. If anything comes up, normally don't. But tomorrow, if anything comes up, I'm definitely coming back in. And for sure, Friday. All right?
Okay. Oh, yeah, well, you need some projections, don't you?
Yeah, we'll get those Friday. We don't know who's going to start yet. On two positions for sure. Yeah, so got to wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, brother. God bless you. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Clarence. You too. Hey, Sir Garcia, I see you in there, man. Hey, Dion.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man, we're looking up. I've already made this. Do not. I ain't gonna call it must win. I'm just gonna put it this way: do not lose this game, Niners. This will make you fall off the pace too far. And also, we got a cornerback situation going on. And Dion, I have a feeling if I ask you about the Mohamed Sanu situation, you're gonna be more on Jay's page than you would Trez. Am I right?
Now, Ronbo, you already know me.
See, I know Dion, man.
You know where I'm going. We still got Dante Pettis.
Yeah.
But Mohamed Sanu is gone. So, well.
God.
So, you know, I have to give credit to a couple of people on some of the stuff I'm going to say tonight. First off, got to credit my man Jason DePonte. Jason, a couple of days ago, said to me, he said, you know, I hope Dante isn't searching his name today. And what happened was, right after we went ahead and let go of Mohamed Sanu, people just went crazy on Twitter. And we're like, we let go of Sanu, and we still got Dante.
I saw that. There were some vicious threads, and I feel bad about it because I actually helped that. I didn't mean to. I didn't mention Dante's name in my post, but everybody else assumed that's what I was talking about.
Let me tell you this. I don't feel bad about it. I'm sorry. You are a grown-ass man, and you've probably been coddled all your life, and you sat up there for the world to see that you were just a little child. You know, we go back. We get that takes me back to his interview. You know, I was scared that Kyle was telling me things, and I was taking it personal. So I went to like an emotional counselor, and they helped me learn that he just wanted me to get better, and it wasn't personal. So now, I understand how to take the coaching. And seriously,
you're too good at this,
you
man.
couldn't go talk to. You couldn't talk to your daddy.
The best impersonator of the 49er football players you ever heard. He was Javon Kinlaw the other day to the bone, and he got Dante down to the bone.
Hey, man, I told you I'd do this. So
and you do it
what kills me is...
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
That's
I
hilarious.
appreciate it. So let me tell you this. You mean tell me you couldn't go to your daddy and say, hey, coach is on my ass about X, Y, and Z. These are the things that's happening. And your pops couldn't come to you and say, stupid. He's doing that because he knows you have the talent to be better than what you are giving him.
Right.
He's just coaching you hard. Suck it up and take it. Be a man about it. But you couldn't. So, yes, everybody's upset that Dante Pettis is still around and Mohamed Sanu is there. But it is what it is. So we move on to the cornerback situation.
But, D, what's the relationship between Dante and his father? I get the feeling that mom's kept dad away from her son. What? You're right. Gary Pettis was a good ball player.
Gary Pettis was a really good baseball player, a very good baseball player, and he wasn't a sucker like that. There was no chump in him. I know because I have a really good friend that I grew up with, and I've known him from junior high. And he was a dynamic baseball player. He took a couple of unnecessary turns that didn't necessarily put him into pro sports, but he's still a dope-ass baseball person, and he has a very, very good wealth of knowledge. He told me himself, he said, Gary Pettis wasn't no chump like that. No. He knows. But what I can say is the cornerback situation, because I ain't going to waste all my time on worthless Dante Pettis. He got on the field. He can't even do what he did in college. You didn't think about that. Not even close. Dynamic kick returner, punt returner. And he ain't doing none of that in the league. None of it. But our cornerback situation, I'm a little scared. I don't know what's happening. Kettle's got a hamstring. We don't know if
We don't know if Mosley's going to come out of concussion protocol to even be able to play. If he can go, then we already know that we have Verrett and Mosley on the outside, and we put Jamar Taylor in the slot. If for some ungodly reason Mosley can't go and Witherspoon can't go, then Jamar Taylor's going to have to be on the outside. We're going to have to throw Jimmy Ward in the slot. Then we're going to have to put Tarvarius Moore back there at safety in Jimmy Ward's spot. So all of these things are going to happen. Now, I have to give credit to one of my guys I follow on Twitter. His name escapes me right now, but he gave me a very, very beautiful scenario for our offensive line. Richburg comes back, right?
When?
He
Another
comes
2-3
back.
weeks?
Yeah, I think, like about 3 weeks. He comes back at least by week 7. From what Kyle said in the interview today, he's on track, no setbacks, everything is good. Richburg comes back, but we kick Garland over to right guard. We bench McGlinchey with his trash play and put Brunskill at right tackle.
Yeah, because he does a good job. He does a good job at tackle.
He does a good job at right tackle and pass pro, and he's not that bad in running protection. So you got to think about that. But the thing is, the other thing that I mentioned to him and we both kind of agreed on was they won't bench McGlinchey because he's too high of a pick.
I was thinking the same thing. While you were saying that's what I was thinking. McGlinchey's a first-round pick.
They're saying to themselves, like, he was a first-round pick. We can't do that because it's going to make us look stupid. The thing is, you're not paying McGlinchey first-round money. He isn't on, like, a new deal. Like, I think he's still on his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken, probably a fifth-year option.
Right. And remember
we never gave him a big new contract.
But remember the Giants, that first-round pick Flowers that they had? And Flowers was getting the quarterback. What's his name? Killed. You gotta at some point you gotta just cut your losses and move on before you get your quarterback killed.
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, if we can just go ahead and make sure that we have that we can make those rotations on the offensive line, our line will probably get better because McGlinchey is playing like trash right now, and he isn't helping anything. He's making us look bad. And yes, I think Trent Williams will be on a rebound game. He got punked last week several different times. He did, and you don't see Trent Williams get punked like that. I was actually extremely surprised. I was like, why? Now I did see a couple of times where he had to block 2 people. Don't get me wrong, but I've never seen him just get pushed around. He got
I know that one dude, Barrett. Yeah, he actually manned up on Trent. I said, who is this?
Oh yeah.
Do you know that line? You know the Eagles' defensive line is second only to the Steelers. I didn't even know that.
No, that was going into this game. That was the one thing I was worried about. Ronbo was their front 7. I was thinking their front 7 because you have a bunch of nobodies at linebacker that we don't have scouting on.
They don't need them.
I know we got to go.
Whoa.
Yeah. But hey, I appreciate you having me, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for what you do. I'll end it as I always do. If you're in here and you're from another team, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you don't have a Ronbo, you'll never have a Ronbo. Your team sucks. That's why you're here. We are 2-2, and you're riding our coattails, and we have 5 Super Bowls, and you probably don't even have one. Just keep that in mind.
And folks from Arizona know that. Where you at right now, the people running around in Arizona, someone running around in this chat, they don't know what a Lombardi looks like.
No, they barely know. They barely know what an NFL championship looks like, let alone a Lombardi.
Jay,
but hey, thank you, Ronbo. Have a good evening.
You got to give some impressions at least once a week, man. I'm telling you, man, those are too good. Jay, and also Jay.
Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it coming. I'll keep it coming. I'll make sure. I'm working on Kerry Hyder. I'm working on it. It's a little hard to get him, but I'm working on Kerry Hyder. I'm gonna give you some Kerry Hyder next time I call.
All right. Yeah. Tell us. Shout out your page. You're at Niners. Oh. It's 9, not 9, but 9. The number. Go ahead.
Niner Gang Podcast. That's the number 9, ERGANG Podcast. That's me. I'm out there, man, serving up content on a daily basis. Got more videos coming, and I will be live every now and then. People, I have found a way to stream it live so we can get out there. I answer questions, and if you got questions, I'll answer them. I'm always good for healthy dialogue. But this is the main place and the main space where we can be 49er fans and feel loved and feel great. But thank you, Ronbo. You have a good evening, brother.
Thank you, fam. And you know, they hit you up about them impressions, man. Niner Gang Podcast. That's Dion. Get it in, Dion. Give me some Javon and Dante. That is incredible. Oh, God. Hey, forget about it. It's Niner Mike.
Oh, what's going on, Ronbo? How the hell are you?
Oh, man, Mike, man, I'll be. You know what? I'm going to be better this time next week if we're 3-2. You know, because I'm a little concerned about this game. You know, because the Dolphins, although they're coming to us, we don't have to travel to them. The Dolphins are playing just good enough that you need to be concerned. You know, they're a team we're supposed to knock off, but they're playing pretty tough and not being taken as any pushovers, right? So Jimmy G's may be going to start. And Mike, I like that better because this offense needs to be settled down by their leaders. So you can bring guys in, but it's not the same as bringing Jimmy in, right? And hey, Niner Mike, your opinion on Mohamed Sanu leaving as everybody's favorite whipping boy, Dante Pettis continues to wear a 49er uniform. And whatever else you want to add, Mike.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this, Ronbo. I think Dante Pettis and Dante Johnson got the same agent. That's what I think. I think Dante Johnson.
He's not making any money.
He got something. Oh yeah, they got something worked out. Let me tell you, the two of them to keep a job. But you know, listen. I think Sanu is just more of. I mean, come on. You know, he had one catch for 9 yards in 3 games. I mean, come on. Let's forget about it. Forget about it. You know what I mean? Forget about it, Ronbo.
Yeah.
You got to call it for what it is. Richie James going to come back in, and we had to get rid of somebody. Why it's not done. You know, this is what I think here, Ronbo. All right? I think it's a thing between John Lynch and our boy Shanny that they just want to see their draft picks through whatever the first contract they give. Because
it's ego.
Seriously, you know.
I agree.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. Or maybe it's just, you know, maybe they just want to say, hey, we gave our draft picks a fair shot to improve and make the team. We didn't make any quick judgments after their rookie season or whatever it may be, you know. I think that has a little bit to do with why Dante Pettis is still on the team, along with why Solomon Thomas lasted. But let me tell you, hey, Solomon Thomas, he never developed into what he should have been as a what was he, 3rd overall pick, Ronbo?
He should have been. He would have been number
Thomas,
2.
right?
Remember we traded down.
Yeah,
he would have been number 2.
Yeah. Oh, forget about that, will you? All right. Well, let me say, I got to say, at the end of the day, I think that, you know, he didn't develop into that, but he at least was a solid player on the defensive line, and he is missed. You know what I mean? He is missed. He's a little bit more.
Yeah, because every now and then he would get things done. I agree.
Not just that, but you know, I got to tell you, Ronbo, I watched the game a little bit, and I think it was Street. There was 2 or 3 of them where they did that read option, and I'm just for the life of me, Ronbo, I'm looking at them like, what the hell are you looking at? I mean, there was the one there where Street broke down, right? He broke down to a 2-point stance, basically squared up. He's looking right at Carson Wentz, and Carson clearly holds on to the ball, and then they proceed to let him go around and put on a 2001 Madden juke move. You know, when the friggin' juke move first came out, when Barry Sanders was on the cover. You remember that, Ronbo?
Exactly. Throw a hip and go the other way.
Yeah. Even he smiled after that. I was like, I'm going to smack the grin off his face, but I got to give it to him. He probably hasn't juked anybody in 20 years, Ronbo, that guy.
I know.
And he was out there busting moves. So I don't know. Listen, all I know is this. I'm happy to see our guys coming back. That's all I can say, Ronbo. All I can say is I'm happy to see our guys coming back, you know, and that's it. That's all I could really say about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and those are 3 big pieces coming back. You got Dre coming back. Dre's a good playmaker. He makes things happen out there. You got to have Jimmy, for no other reason, his leadership out there and what he gets done. And he makes the team play better. They just play better for him.
I think
even George was talking about that.
I do, and I got to tell you, I think for this reason, listen, I like KB, right?
Yeah.
And KB's a good kid. I think he's going to maybe do even better. I think Kyle's going to maybe move into the slot because when it's all said and done, we know who the 1 and 2 is. It's going to be Debo and Brandon Ayuk, right? That's going to be the 1 and 2. Then you're going to have, you know, our man George Kittle up in the middle, you know what I mean, on the tight end position there. And then you're going to mix in, I think, a little bit of KB. And I think he's going to fare well because normally the slot corners for most teams are smaller, and KB having a little bit of size to him, I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I really do.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be good.
We're going to
so
see because he's got that option.
We'll see how it. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But like I said, I'm just happy to get the guys back, Ronbo, because it's almost sad when you're week 4 in the season and you're watching your television and it's looking like you're watching a friggin' preseason game. You know what I mean? You're like, where are the guys?
They do look so sloppy.
Yeah, it's like where are the guys? I mean, I've watched football a long time. I'm used to a couple of guys missing here and there. Even big name guys missing. But when you look out on the friggin' field and you're like, none of those guys on the field were on the field 8 months ago when we were fighting for the Super Bowl. None of them were on the field.
And that's what's got to be improved, Dynamite. We got to go, fam. Let me see you tomorrow, Friday,
Ronbo,
okay?
Ronbo, you have a good night. Hey, listen, before I go, I got to say this. We need to start something. All the Niner faithful that are on here on Ronbo, support Ronbo. Listen, we got to start a little charity fund for Texas Boy and the Smiley Smoke. Hey, Frank, what was the name of the other one? Oh yeah, Patrick, my homeboy. We got a list. Don't worry. Look, we're gonna start a little fan page for them, and hopefully, Ronbo, it results in a girlfriend for one of them. Because one of them, they need something, Ronbo. Because even after their team wins and our team loses, they're on here, which I know is good for you. I'm glad they support you, Ronbo. I love them for that. But holy crap, can you guys get a girlfriend? Can you get some? I mean, with Twitter and stuff. I mean, for crying out loud, find somebody to talk to. You look lonely out there. You're looking real lonely out there anyway. All right,
Mike,
Ronbo,
we got to go,
Phil.
All
right, you have a good night, Ronbo. I love you, Ronbo. I love the Niner faithful.
I love you back,
Forget about it for everyone else, all right?
That's it. Night, Mike. I mean, it's gotten to the point now, what would we do without those people on this chat? God. Hey, Steph! Steph from the Duke areas. Hey, Steph. Well, Steph, here we are. We haven't went through this in a long time. I guess we got spoiled. Adversity makes us crazy. We're not used to suddenly looking up and seeing things like, hey, better not lose this week. But Steph, I'm confident the 49ers would never lose 2 games in a row, not with this particular team. So all hell breaks loose after this, though. Next week, Rams and others. So we're going to get stronger between then. Fortunately, our guys are coming back now.
Yeah.
And also, you got a situation with I'd love to get your input about Sanu. Everybody's talking about the Sanu versus Richie James versus everybody's favorite guy, Dante Pettis. But go ahead, Steph. I can tell you got something on your mind. Go.
In terms of Sanu, we can't compare, versus, Dante. We can't look at it that broadly.
That's true.
I mean, if you want, because Pettis, yes, we understand what Pettis is, but I think Kyle has Pettis here for return reasons. Sanu wouldn't have brought return reasons.
No special team skills.
Doesn't fulfill that need for us.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what the upper hand is here. Also age, and I don't think it's necessarily anything towards Sanu. It's just we need the roster spots right now. And
true.
I just feel like I'm not saying Pettis is anywhere near the talent of Sanu is. No, he isn't. Let's be honest. But at the punt or kick return position.
One thing we better remind everybody of right now, too, is you can't just throw Dante in the trash right now because you got to pay him. He's on a rookie contract. So it would behoove the 49ers to waste that money, and then you still got to pay Sanu, and you're not getting any return. Yeah, so.
Didn't even think that's another good point, Ronbo, actually. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to overreact. I mean, yes, veteran presence, I get that. But listen, these guys gone through the veteran schooling last year. It's time to step up. So, you don't need – I believe they don't need that. Kendrick has worked his ass off this whole offseason.
Yeah, he looks good. He's leading the team.
Debo's more than ready. And Ayuk is just going to gel fit right in. So that's not really a concern for me. I feel bad for Sanu, though. I mean,
I know, just got here 18 days. Okay, thanks, Mom. We'll get back to you though if we need you. Okay, thanks.
If one of our guys go down,
yeah. Oh, Steph,
so
somebody
I do feel
pointed
bad
out.
from there.
Did it look to you as if Debo gained any? Does he look overweight? I didn't think about that. Somebody asked. He looked a little fat. Did he look fat to you?
Yeah, I
I didn't really pay attention, to be honest with you. I didn't see that. So maybe I'll check it out, but I didn't see anything that, I don't know. And he was kind of limited on snap count, so I could barely remember when he wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kyle didn't want to get him too many snaps. He just wanted to get him out there to get used to it. He'll be out there a
Yeah,
little
so
more
I
this
can't
week.
really. I can't particularly say, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. I got to get back to that person. I
But
didn't notice it.
But we know Kyle's really strict about that too. You know, weight and all that. So I don't.
Yeah.
I would assume he wasn't, but let's hope he wasn't.
you
never know.
Can you imagine trying to do cardio on a bad foot? Anyway, they probably figured that out.
That might be true too. Yeah.
They talked about that today. Actually.
I think Debo will be all
right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but I really want to say just, you know, I'm a Jimmy guy, and I mean, he's my quarterback. He's our quarterback, so I'm going to back up, you know, all the time. I just want to say, guys, the Jimmy unnecessary haters,
I know.
just stop, you know, or tone it down a little bit, because some of it is this ignorant, made up, you know, stuff that I don't get it. I mean, you've seen the difference when Mullins was playing, and I think we all could agree we probably would have won by a big margin if Jimmy G was able to play good ankle or not. I fully believe that.
Yeah, some of the things that Nick did, well, there are some people like Stacy's and swears it was all about the offensive line, but Jimmy's been playing with that offensive line as well.
Yeah, but
it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
something else.
We have to decide. We can't keep flip flopping. Right? I mean, it's either
no, I know.
It's this
I
or that
hate
this
that.
week, or if it's
Yes, get with one quarterback and stay with them. Let them get a rhythm. It either improves over time or you wait till next season to make it a quarterback battle. But don't keep going back and forth with the quarterbacks. That's not going to work. It never does. You know. So yeah, I agree.
So I think Kyle. I truly think Jimmy gets the call. I think he's back. And you think about it, what better time to try to get into rhythm than now when you're playing, you know, not nearly as a good, talented team on defense as Miami, you know. So it's an easier matchup for the offense, I would assume, I believe. Maybe not, but I would think so. So why not bring Jimmy in this week to ease him back in against an easier opponent and get this thing rolling before we throw Jimmy in the fire for real, right?
Yeah. You know, that's definitely a point. And somebody take McGlinchey over to a side field, and all you do is work on pass protection. My God, Mike, we know you can run block, but what is with you getting beat on every snap?
Well, I don't get that part. I do not get that part. It's like whatever. I don't know, but that's really worrisome. I would agree. Really worrisome.
Well,
so yeah.
It's been suggested that Joe Staley needs to come back and see if he can guide Mike through the season. But come on, he's a grown man.
Come on, Mike. He's a top. What is he? A top 10 pick?
He's number. Yeah, and exactly. Didn't we have the 10th pick?
10th.
I think.
We might have.
I think
10th
you're
or
right.
9th. 10th or 9th.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah.
So there's no excuses at this point. I mean, we already gave Solomon. We've already had those heartbreaks. Come on, Mike, pick it up.
No more first-round picks to bust. We might be. Hey, but you know what? We're making up for it this year. You got Javon Kinlaw that's coming along just fine, and Ayuk's going to be a league buster. You can tell right now.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right, Steph, good stuff. I'm gonna go and see you tomorrow, possibly, or Friday.
All right, Ronbo, sounds good. Great talking to you.
Always. Night, Steph.
Night.
Hey, Alice.
Ronbo.
Ellis. And Ellis, I already know how you feel about Sanu. I saw you. I think I saw you on IG.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I tell you. But if you want to elaborate on that, go right ahead. And also, is it time to be concerned about this game? You can't win or lose. And are you more satisfied with a hobbled Jimmy G coming out there than any other quarterback on this roster? What do you think Kyle's going to do?
You know, my only concern with having Jimmy come back early is that he could reactivate the injury.
Yeah.
So we need Jimmy to be healed, you know, kind of like with Heem coming back too early or yeah, man, come on, it's too early. We couldn't afford to have him come in early and then get re-injured and then go out, let's say, another 4 to 6 weeks. Then we miss him for that many more games. So I would rather play it safe and just over prepare with CJ or Nick. Give Nick a series or two, maybe let Nick get back in there to kind of redeem himself. If he doesn't, pull his ass quick and put CJ in there. Don't wait until the second half. Do it after give him literally like a series or two. If he throws a pick, turns the ball over, he's not producing, then then sit him down and bring CJ in and let CJ take us home. That's what I would do in regards to the thing with Jimmy, just because I wouldn't rather
in advance. Exactly. Just if it happens, it happens.
No,
you just do it if you have to. Exactly. So
that would be my my thoughts, my sentiments on that. And then what was the other part, fam, that you were talking about?
Yeah, we're looking at.
Are we going to be all right this week?
Yeah, we're talking about Sanu. Also, we got a DB situation that's really getting strange. If Mosley can't play, we've also got Jimmy Ward has a wrist thing going on. And also,
I heard that today.
Spoon is still having the hamstring problem. Dante Johnson has got a groin problem, and you don't want him out there anyway. There may as well be nobody out there.
What?
Let me stop talking about that, man. I gotta stop talking bad about Dante Johnson. I don't hate him that bad. But anyway, that's the situation, though. The DB situation is scary. They're gonna bring Jamar Taylor in. He can play one spot, but otherwise, it's just Verrett and Taylor right now.
Yeah, that's a bit shaky, and I think it would probably behoove Kyle. Well, it looked like he cut one of the undrafted free agents, I believe, right? I know he kept one of them that played safety. That was the fellow that you had interviewed, I believe, right? Would we keep him on the practice squad?
Yeah, that's Jared Maiden. I don't
know. Didn't Maiden play to a corner too? Though I thought.
Well, he can play the position,
or was he?
Well, no, he can play the position. He plays. I guess he's just a DB. They can play both safety and corner. I don't know that they've got him polished up where they want him. You know what I mean? He probably needs more seasoning.
No, right. Yeah, absolutely. And he hasn't had any ticks. So, yeah, that could be a problem. That's a big problem. That was a major problem last week. And then, I mean, look at it. No Sherm, no K1, no Jimmy. Dante's talking about he's got a hammy issue. I don't know how, but he probably got the hammy issue from getting smoked up the sideline.
Ellis, let me give you one other excuse for Dante. Richie James is coming back, so Dante's going to pretend like, the only reason he's coming in is because my leg hurts.
My neck and my back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fam. That's shaky. We need to do something about that, fam. I don't know what. We got, I think Harris is still injured. We need to try and find a way to get the other safety or somebody else. We got to get these guys to play multiple positions. It can't just be one or two guys, playing in the secondary that can do a multitude of things. We need to try to figure out a way to expand it. The coaches are going to make it happen.
Jimmy
we just have to trust in them.
Yeah, Jimmy can play the slot, and Tavares Moore is still available. He could play the corner. I don't know. I don't like him at the corner.
Tavares is good.
Yeah, I'd rather have him at safety when he's really good. But we'll see, I guess.
I like Tavares Moore a lot. I'm a little bummed about the Sanu thing. I think Sanu had a lot to offer. He just wasn't getting enough burn. And I think maybe because Richie James was coming back and we had to get Alex Barrett, maybe is it a roster situation that we had to drop him? Yeah, because we're burned. Because we just look, I knew that there was going to be a problem with Ziggy. I knew that was going to be a problem.
I know, right?
I called it like you said earlier on Instagram. All the time. How the hell how you mess up all your biceps? Was it both arms or was it one arm?
I thought I heard that too.
That's a plural. So is that in both arms? Because the plural, that means there's two arms you got with biceps.
I've never heard anybody doing that.
Or was it biceps?
Even people lifting all the time.
He had that injury already, fam.
Biceps. Yeah.
He had that injury already, fam. I think he was already, he didn't get an extensive enough exam, I think, prior to it. He probably was trying to hold back so he can try to get a little check real quick. That's just what I feel like. But, I would have said get Clay Matthews instead of getting Zicky, because Clay Matthews is a little more solid and I think consistent and less injury prone. And he plays. He was hard, man, when he played for Green Bay. Clay Matthews used to kind of give me a little headache. So we should have got Clay instead, fam. I'm be honest, but I don't know what we're going to do. Hopefully Alex Barrett will come through and kind of fill the void. Yeah. We got to do something about that, because hopefully there was a clause in that $3 million and we can get some of that money back and not have to pay him all of that. But who knows what happens? Because of his injury history, I would hope they would have written a contract and would have had a clause in there that would have allowed him not to get paid, hence he gets injured. You know what I mean?
Especially knowing he gets hurt
man.
like that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Problem.
Yeah, you know, fam. So let's figure it out, man. I don't want to get too shaken about it. It looked like Matt's playing good. Devont, what's his name? That receiver that's over there on Miami. I forgot his name. He's whatever his name was. Oh, Devontae Parker. Yeah, he's good, man. And they got some players over there. You know, and Fitz he's about 75, but shit, he's playing like he's like he still got some gas in the tank, man. So we just got to come with it, family.
5 to 6 games like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to come with it, family. So we're gonna be all right.
I think
we're gonna be all right. Let's get to it, though. You know, we got to do it now. This is a must-win, 100%.
I agree.
We can't play. We can't afford to lose. You know how many games we got coming up and who we're going to be playing. We're supposed to be running through these guys right here because we got a gauntlet part 2 coming, y'all. So let's get ready.
You know what? Full strength. That gauntlet ain't nothing. We'll have to get that. We have to get full strength though. All right, fam. Ellis, good stuff always.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. I'll look for you tomorrow.
Much love, family. I appreciate you.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, family. I appreciate you. Enjoy the
right.
evening. Hey, shout out to the whole Niner faithful, man. We're gonna be all right. You know, we just got to keep our boys lifted. And I'll let you tomorrow, Ronbo. Appreciate you, family.
All right, Ellis. Appreciate you, fam. Good night.
One love.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, Philly Willie. Thanks, Philly Willie. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate how positive you were during that last week game, despite that Mullins INT that was question mark. Nick, he really let me down because and I'm not saying I'm still a Jimmy guy, but Nick is very solid and you can depend on him. He's serviceable. He just had a weird moment, 2 of them. Hey, Gerald.
Yo.
Gerald, come on in, man. We're the Trez has already lit the fire on the Sanu situation, and we got a secondary shuffle that makes I can't imagine what the 49ers going to do. You got how many guys out? You got no Spoon. You don't even have a Dante Johnson. J-Dub is talking about my wrist is hurting. You know, I'm trying to understand how 49ers, how they going to fill all these voids? You got Jamar Taylor can come in and play the slot, and Verrett's got one side. Who's going to play the other side? And your ideas on that. And tonight, do you start Jimmy G due to the immediate importance of this game, Gerald?
Well, I would in a sense. Like, I give him a couple series, and hopefully we can put him out their misery early.
Pull Jimmy in the second half if we got a big enough lead?
Yeah.
Because 49ers be struggling with them leads.
But this is not really, to be honest, it's not a do-or-die situation. The do-or-die situation is the following week.
But the thing is, you don't want to be down 2 and 3 going into next week, though, do you?
Well, you know, the way the league looks, everybody basically got problems, right?
I know, right?
And it's not really no home.
It's a good point.
It's not really no home field advantage.
The players are dropping like flies on every team. Yeah.
If the Niners can just hold on, you know, by the time they get to the Rams next
2
week,
weeks. Yeah.
we should be ready. You know, it just hurts so bad when Philadelphia didn't have their main guys, and we actually statistically dominated them.
I know stats-wise.
It was just stat-wise, you know, it shows up with the key situations when Nick was in there. You killed a drive with an interception.
Nick.
And then
there's no nine
when Philadelphia supposed our weak link on defense, that last play, they gained more yards on that touchdown pass of 50 yards the whole entire game because they found the weak link.
Dante, God,
yeah, you know, and Nick was colorblind after that.
I know, right? There was no red over there anywhere, Gerald. I could not see. I seen Kendrick way back in the distance. I seen 2 Eagles and a 3rd Eagle standing in front of Kendrick, and Kendrick peeping around his side of him like Kilgore. And I'm thinking, what?
And he wasn't even open.
Right? So who was Nick throwing to?
I think his confidence was shaken.
To the point he'd throw the ball to the Eagles? I could see if it was a timing play and somebody was supposed to be cutting across.
He was trying to make something happen, and his confidence was kind of shaken because we all know that game shouldn't have been close.
I know.
Honestly.
That D-line is rough.
To your point, yeah, and to your point, I actually think Debo looked like he was overweight.
He did look overweight, huh? I got to look at him again. I couldn't really tell when I was asked that question. It asked me too quick. I got to go back and look at that again. He might be. He's not been working out like he normally would be.
If he was like his old self from last year, I think he would have got more reps.
Maybe. Kyle's going to bring him
I think he's trying to smooth him in because I actually think he is overweight. You can tell from, if you look at him from last year to this year, when he did the in around, it looks like he's kind of fat.
I'm curious now, because somebody asked you about that on Twitter. Did it look like Debo got fat? And I didn't really think about it.
Yes.
I'm going to go back and look again. I saw him today in the press conference.
He looked like he came in slow. The weight was kind of slowing him down, and he was leaning forward on that little slant.
But when
I'm like,
dude, that weight came in handy, though. But, Joe, that weight came in handy. When he dropped the shoulder to that dude, I know that dude felt that the next morning. Bam! You can hear that collision.
Next morning. I actually think the reps, I actually think Brandon should have got more reps, too.
Yeah. Kyle he's coddling him along. You notice that? I think at some point in the next few weeks, boy, you're going to see Ayuk getting a lot of touches. Jimmy's definitely going to use him as an option a lot. If Debo gets into shape, it's going to be funny to see which one of them gets the most shots.
But you see, Reed's supposed to be back in, 3 weeks?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, George and Debo. Oh, Debo and Ayuk. Gosh, the mighty, that's going to be fun to watch.
Who you gonna double?
You cannot do no doubling. Doubling days are over.
No, somebody's gonna be open.
Well, only come back in time for the Hawks. If the Hawks want to have a shootout, 49ers don't play no defense. Let's go ahead and play Hawks football. 59-40. Bees, sit your butt down.
I watched the Rams against the Jets. They didn't look good.
I know the Raiders. John Gruden's go fooling around. Gruden's got a couple more years. He's got a 10-year contract. What did they pay him? $100 million contract. Man, I wonder if the Raiders will continue to think this is a good idea. We'll see. Joe, let me. We out of time, fam. Let me see you Friday if I don't come back tomorrow. I'm thinking about want to come back tomorrow to see if anything develops. All right.
Yeah, I actually think before you go, I think Miami don't have enough.
Yeah, they can't finish. They may work with you for 3 quarters, but they're not going to finish. Fitzmagic.
Remember, they hang with the Seahawks. I mean, they hang with the Hawks.
Oh yeah, well the Hawks ain't playing.
They damn near won their
defense.
game.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna play no defense. That's what happens every week. You win in the fourth quarter by that one last touchdown. So that ain't gonna work. So I know they're a fake fan.
I actually think they're gonna switch quarterbacks and put a mobile quarterback in for Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I think we're gonna kill Fitzpatrick.
They said he's gonna start. All right, Gerald. Let me see you. We'll find out more probably the next day or so. All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
Thanks, fam. And Guerrero says, "Hey, I'm already angry. Manager, let's go Niners. Stop playing and play for reals. I don't need to go to the doctor." A stroke. Well, you'll be all right, man. 49ers going to straighten up in a minute. We just got to get everybody out there. Unfortunately, but we used to be next man up. Work for us. We got to make it work this year, too. All right, Denise, come on in. Denise.
What's up, Ronbo?
Denise, I'm concerned about your favorite guy and mine, Jimmy G. I wonder how good his ankle is doing. They said it wasn't that bad 2 weeks ago when he first hurt it, right? So Jimmy may be out there. Is that a good idea? And also, we got nobody in the secondary all of a sudden. That's kind of a scary thing.
Oh, God, I know. That's very scary. And
Denise, were you on Twitter? I said something about Sanu was a victim of he was a sacrificial lamb. And I didn't mention Pettis, but everybody else did. I think I didn't mention Pettis. Are you sorry that Dante Pettis is still in San Francisco while Sanu is out trying to find a job?
I mean, I understand why they did it, but at the same time, someone said, and I don't know a lot about the cap. I don't pay attention to that stuff, and I don't understand like how the numbers work and all that. But someone said it's because Dante Pettis is like $1.3 million. I think he would be dead cap hit.
Mm-hmm. Because he's got a rookie
So
contract.
that's why
And he's going to get paid regardless as to whether the 49ers let him go or not. So Dante's probably thinking to himself, go ahead, I don't care. So you guys still got to pay me.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then someone else had a good point. They said, like, maybe they're holding on to him, hoping that maybe they can get someone to trade. And I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, right, that's happening.
Denise, one thing we can tell about our guys, they're very egotistical between John Lynch and Shanahan and all of them. Peters, they make a draft pick, and they will work with that kid until the end. They're not going to get rid of you. That's the way it works with 49ers. That's the way the front office. I like that about them in one way. In another way, you get a player here and there that you wish they would come up off their credo and just do what needs to be done. But they're not going to do it. And nobody's going to give you anything anyway, Denise. If I called you, Denise, I've got Dante Pettis here. You're the GM of another team. Denise, I got Dante Pettis here. Listen, before you answer, I'm going to give you Dante Pettis and a 3rd or 4th round pick for whomever I want from your team, right? Would you take that deal?
No.
See?
Actually, as soon as you said, Denise, I'm going to give you Dante Pettis, I'd probably hang up the phone.
I got to call you back. Now, wait a minute. Before you hang up the phone, I'm going to sweeten this pot up, okay? And just hear me out. Listen, don't call me again. As soon as you said Pettis, the deal was over, okay? Call me when you got something I'd be interested in. God.
The only thing I can think is if someone is like super, super desperate for a wide receiver and John Lynch can like contact them at the perfect moment. They're like, hey, I know you're decimated and like you don't have any players. How about Dante Pettis?
And Denise, how about the Eagles? They had makeshift receivers out there that whole game, which said something about their coaching staff. They beat us with a receiver I've never heard. Who was that? Dante Johnson getting smoked.
That's what everyone said. I was like, oh.
God, Dante.
I was like, oh. That game was so horrible. I was like, oh. Yeah. That game, I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. I do have 2 questions, though. I'm kind of curious what people think. So my first question is, do we as 49er fans think that our offense can carry us the rest of the season pretty much? Because we're not going to get most of our defensive players back, the ones that are missing, until a few games down the road. Yeah, and the next 7 games or so that we have, we've got a rough schedule coming up.
Yeah. Didn't you know what's
my second question?
No, go ahead.
No, and my second question is, I wonder what people think about this, because I thought about this when CJ went out there. I was like, why doesn't Kyle Shanahan, like everyone says, like, can we just take CJ Beathard's like long arm? Like, you know what I mean? He throws a great deep ball. Yeah. That's the one thing about CJ Beathard that I like.
Same here.
Like he does throw a really good deep ball. So, like, why doesn't Kyle Shanahan like mix it up sometimes and throw CJ in there and Jimmy in there at the same time and do one of those like trick play, long
like
ball,
Saints.
Yes.
Yeah. Kyle, as creative as he is, there are some. We saw him do it against the Saints last year. He did a couple of plays.
Yeah, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know. He doesn't trust everybody on the team to do these things, though. He trusted Sanders to make that play. And he may have saw something on the Saints defense. A lot of times Kyle's looking at things, he sees potentially plays that will work. In his mind, he's already got it summed up. So he knows what the team is vulnerable to. So maybe that's probably the biggest part of it. So what was that first question, too?
The other one was, do you think the offense can carry us?
Yeah. Denise, that's a good question. You know why that's a great question? Because as I'm loving, and I don't know if we're going to see it this year or not, but if we get George Kittle teamed up with Jordan Reed, hey, we got Debo and Ayuk on the field at the same time, and George Kittle again a part of that. I mean, that's a terrible thing for a defense to have to cover. And I'm watching Jerick McKinnon develop. I already know what Mostert's capable of. Denise, do you know that defense, that's a minimum 30-plus points a game easily. So it could be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping, like, to be honest with you, if you're watching the rest of our division, we're going to have to score at least 30 or more points to win the game.
And they can do that
especially
with
if our
ease.
defense can't hold up.
Yeah. And and you know what you're talking about too? Kyle can also manipulate the pace of the game by running certain kind of plays that could actually keep that defense off the field a little longer, like we did in 2017 when he first came, or 2018 when Jimmy G first arrived. 2017, yeah. They did that to win because the way they ran the offense, Kyle would nickel and dime a team down the field for 20 minutes, and then he'd score. And it wasn't but a Robbie Gould field goal, but it kept the other team's offense off the field. That's how the time of possession. The 49ers were great at that in 2017 when Jimmy first came. It was amazing. So.
Yeah. And I think that's what we're going to have to do because, I mean, our defense we're hurting. You know what I mean? Like we've got too many people missing.
Well, with all that weaponry you're going to give Jimmy, no matter what anybody thinks of Jimmy, you give him 6 bodies, I mean, hardened offensive players, he'll tear you apart. I've seen him take teams apart like a surgeon short pass game. He's very good at that. So, yeah, it's possible, Denise. We're going to see. Probably. By week 8. All right, Denise, we got to go. Great questions, too. We'll see this either tomorrow or Friday. All right. Night, Denise.
All right. Awesome. All right. Good night. You have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
Denise is right. You know, that offense, once Kyle gets all his weapons in place, I dare any team to try to stop that offense. Hey. Let's see. Hey, is that John? Is that Johnny V? John!
My man, Ronbo, what's happening, brother?
John, man, I'm just sitting back here looking at this situation right now while we're like, you know, those army movies where the guy he's leading a platoon, he gets hurt. Just leave me here. I'll be okay. The medic will be in a minute. You guys got to finish this mission. That's Jimmy G. He's laying there, and the rest of the guys got to get it done until he gets back in, right? In the meantime, we got to win this game this weekend. So Jimmy's got to get up, get in there, and settle that offense down. You got Mostert back, and we got to beat the Dolphins. We cannot lose this game this weekend is my feeling. So I'm thinking, are you going to go with Jimmy, or are you going to run one of the other two guys? And also, the secondary. John, my God, it's scary, that secondary. You know the situation already, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we're broken, brother.
Yeah. So, yeah, take anything else you want to add.
This game is a must-win, Ronbo, without a doubt. I can't even believe we're in this position where we have to rush these guys back against an average Dolphins team. These guys, Fitzpatrick always manages to start out strong, and then
every
he
year
slowly
like
throws
this.
150 picks. Yeah, he does. He really does. But I mean, it's a shame that we have to rush these guys back, you know, just to make sure that we can put the final nail down, Ronbo. And I can't stand that. It's not right. And I wanted Mullins out there for the majority of this Jimmy G injury so that we could, you know, give the man enough time to get it right. But after last week, I don't know that I trust him anymore. Kyle can't tell us whether he trusts him or not.
But you know how Kyle is. He probably doesn't.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, look how quick. I mean, he doesn't. Once you know, Kyle doesn't like a man that fumbles, much less a guy that throws a pick 10 feet from him. So, you know,
especially that
I don't know,
kind of
Ronbo.
pick. That was really strange.
Especially that kind of pick. That was awful. That was just godforsaken awful. So I can't tell you that I want to see Jimmy out there because I don't want Jimmy out there right away. I want that ankle
as close to 100, if not 100, as fast as possible, but not like this. This is premature, Ronbo. This isn't right. I can't. I don't like it. Not for Mostert, not for Jimmy, not for Spoon. I don't like it, Ronbo. I don't. I think these guys needed week 5 to chill out. But they also needed a game. They also needed a soft game, if this could be a soft game, to settle back into their roles. You know what I'm saying? They need to settle back in. We can't have you back against the Rams. The Rams are going to give us a rough one. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing, but maybe it's a bad thing. It's bittersweet for me, man. I don't know. I don't know how to tell you that.
It's a tough call. I like Jimmy getting back out there to get his timing down, just because you can get rusty in 2 or 3 weeks.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah. Get Jimmy back out there. Let's see what he looks like. Because you know what? In that game, that Jets game, Jimmy was ready. He was rolling. He was doing everything right.
Man. He did.
So, and that was on
really
a bad
did.
foot. So let's see what it looks like now. Maybe he's ready to go. He got that preseason game look out of his system, and he's ready to go. Because quite frankly, with Debo, Ayuk, and George on the field, I got a feeling Jimmy has a pretty stellar game.
Sure. But I agree with Ellis.
Just don't
man.
want to bring him out too soon.
Do you risk re-injury?
Yeah.
Do you risk re-injury?
Especially the way McGlinchey's playing.
Yeah. I mean, you can bet Trent Williams is not about to. After he sees himself on tape, Ronbo, that's never going to happen again. That's not happening.
I feel sorry for
Sweat Barnett and Haregrove or whatever his name was. Those guys, they muscled that offensive line, Ronbo.
Those
they
guys
muscled
are tough.
them, and it was. They are tough. They're tough, and it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to shop them in the next 2 seasons. It would not hurt to shop them.
We were going after Graham a couple of years ago. The Eagles were acting like they weren't going to pay him, and every night, get Graham. That was pre-Nick, so it had to be 3 seasons or so ago. And they got the kid Barrett over there, and and everybody knows about Fletcher Cox. Boy, Fletcher Cox is just.
But Fletcher Cox was out for a significant amount of time that we needed to establish a run game and take advantage of those opportunities without him there, because the guy's a dominant interior run blocker.
I know.
So we just blew it, man. We blew it, and it just now we have to make this. I can't believe we're sweating over a Dolphins team.
Because we weren't supposed to
lose
give
Matty B the satisfaction.
Right? Because the thing is, we weren't supposed to lose any of these games. That's why we get to this point, and we're 500 in the first 4 games. What? Oh, don't lose another one. So, because I don't know, who do the Hawks play this next week? It seems like I got them picked to lose this week, because they're going to finally play a team that plays a little bit of defense and already has a good offense. At any rate, if that happens, the 49ers would fall. They'd stay 2 games out, but if they win, the Niners could be up 1 game, and that's a good place to be right now this early in the season. So that week, in 4 or 5 weeks, either eclipse them or you're keeping up with them, right? So especially when we get.
I mean, they're playing the Vikings, so.
Oh, they play the Vikings. The Vikings defense.
They do. They play Minnesota.
Yeah, it's probably just barely good enough. Their offense, since they lost their all-star wide receiver, is not quite as good as it used to be, but they might be tired of getting roughed up. John, a lot of teams that are good start off like the Niners, the Vikings, some other teams around the league that are having a little hard time. And then.
Sure they do.
Yeah, and you peak a little later. You look at the Hawks right now, fake front runner, winning games. They played a couple of teams that are suspect. You look at the Falcons. You look at the Dolphins. They beat them. Who else did they beat? The Cowboys?
I mean,
they beat the Cowboys.
They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys. They haven't.
See, everybody beats these teams. It's nothing special.
Yes. Right. When's Mosley coming back? Do we have any heads up?
I don't know. He's still in concussion protocol. We're not
How
saying
bad
anything.
was this injury?
It must have been pretty
his head, right?
Concussion. Yeah, that's just strange. Anyway, Johnny, look at this. We're having too much fun.
All right.
Let me see it either tomorrow or Friday. Okay.
Brother, you bet. I love you, my man. Love the show. Thanks, for everything
John.
you do for us, Ronbo.
I appreciate you.
Take care of yourself, my man. Be safe. Good night.
Will do. You
got
too.
it, brother.
Night, John. Oh, God. Hey, B-Ham.
Ron Beasley, what it is.
Oh, B-Ham, man, we're looking at the situation this week is not good. And we should at least be, if we could just have been 3-1, see, you don't worry about beating no Dolphins. I hate being in a situation where you bet not lose. So here we are. And we got a secondary issue, B-Ham. The 49ers have had a secondary issue like this, and I can't remember when. And also, are you feeling bad about the Sanu move?
No, man, I ain't feeling too bad about the Sanu move. I didn't see what Sanu was going to do to help us for real anyway. We need, if you're going to go get a receiver, I say get somebody with some blazing speed.
I know.
At least strike fear in somebody.
Speed, boy. Yeah.
But, Ronbo, I've been trying to catch up with you, man, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion about the 2 games we lost. And I told you last year about that Cardinals team.
Yeah, they bothered me too.
But as far as this last game, because I couldn't get in Sunday or Monday, honestly, what I seen from the 49ers in the 2 games that we lost, bro, is it seems like we was poorly coached. I don't think that fire have been lit up on the cow yet, you know what I'm saying, to get it right. And I was reading something earlier today, one of those writers, they was like, last year, it's kind of to one of those points where we ain't got an excuse because we had injuries last year the same. You know what I'm saying? We was without some players, but Kyle made a way. And it's like you don't see that creative idea no more, you know what I'm saying? But hey, they work with these guys 6 days or more out of the week, so maybe they know more than what we know. It's just what we think. You feel me? Hey, I don't know why Dante Johnson or Dante Pettis.
It's that name. The name Dante. Don't ever draft a player named Dante. My God.
Hey man, I don't know, man. I just think, man, we was having a good game until he go out here and get bombed.
Not the long shot. Yeah, anything but come on,
man.
Dante.
Hey, I wouldn't have been mad if it was a quick slant across the middle.
Yeah,
on, man, not a 50-yard. Not 50 yards, man. You got 50 yard bomb dropped on you, man. Come on back to the sideline, really back to the practice squad, because there's some more learning.
No, just go get in your car and we'll mail you a check. That's enough.
Man.
God, Dante.
Real quick, as far as my boy Nick Mullins, man, I kind of had high hopes for Nick Mullins, man.
I thought he'd be fine.
I don't know, man. And sometimes you gotta wonder if these coaches be doing that, so it don't be a controversy. But
but
I don't think. I would think that with the play calling. I would think that with the play calling, but you threw the pass to somebody that wasn't even there.
And even if you look past that, what happened to the Juice play? Juice was so wide open. B-Ham, you could have just underhanded over there to him. There was nobody over there but him. And there was nothing but real estate. Clear real estate all the way down the field. B, that was a touchdown.
Well, you know what, Ronbo? I do got to go back and rewatch some of that because I was high and I was sleeping, okay, when some of that was going on.
You won't believe
it.
Hey,
I thought the game was in the bag. Hey, I was like, we got this one. This is the
ordinarily they would. I don't know what Nick was thinking.
I'm like, this is the 0-2-1 Eagles. We got this one in the bag. I can go and get high and go to sleep. I woke up and it was like a 14 or something. I'm like, they're still here? Come on, man.
Well, they did. The 49ers, they did regroup. It was 8-7 in the first half. 49ers went out there and they got the lead. Eagles came back with a couple plays. And then, of course, the pick six. I was like, no, anything but that. Oh, no.
He had 2 picks right back to back, too, man. That's what really was hurtful. He had 2 picks right back to back. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, he came
Hey,
undone.
it's
I thought he
always
was cool,
next
though.
week, right?
Yeah. We got.
It's always next week, man.
Well, yeah.
We gotta beat the living stew out of the Dolphins, man. We gotta get back on track. We need our players back. I don't know when Sherm. When is Sherm coming back?
Sherm not coming back until the Rams game. See, but you know what? You got Mostert back, and you got Dre Greenlaw back on defense as well. Jimmy will come back out there, and George Kittle has already said he's just like, we need to get Jimmy back out there. So he gets the guys, he kicks them in the ass and pumps them up, keeps them going. Even if he's not having a good game, they play hard for him. So yeah.
One last thing before you go, Ronbo. We let Buck go. Buck is in the past. But we got all these goddamn guys that came back. We lost Nicky B, who we really depended on. I don't know what the hell is going on with D4.
He was like the pulse of that defensive pass.
He was the pulse of the defense. I don't know what's going on with D4, but all of these damn defensive linemen that we ended up re-signing for 1-year deals. Time for you motherfuckers to play now, man. We need y'all to step up.
And wait till
we need y'all to step up.
Next year. Got to be.
Yeah, we need y'all to step up, man.
They got to.
Hold it down, Ronbo, man. I look forward to hollering at you later in the week, brother. You be safe, man. Love what you do, man.
Thanks, B-Ham. You on the road right now?
All right. Yeah, man, heading to Texas.
All right. Shout out to the Alamo.
All right.
All right, fam.
All day.
Have a good night. It's B-Ham cruising down the road. And I saw something there a minute ago. Way down there, I guess. Steve Trafford. Let's say Steve. Steve Trafford. Hey, Steve. I'm heated, Ron. Boy, I need like 5 straight wins now. Thanks for that contribution, Steve. Yeah, you know what? The 49ers got to get back. I don't know. We'll see. You got to get the offensive line straightened out. And also, you got to get the guys who got it done last year on offense, got to get them back. I like seeing Mostert out there. I hope that leg's not hurting him or anything. Jimmy's got to be out there no matter what anybody thinks about it. You got to have him out there. And Tommy Testosterone, I can't believe, don't the Cardinals have the same record as the 49ers? This is what I like about the nerve of the guys that come in talking trash. Some of them had no license and no eligibility or absolutely no justification to be talking trash, yet they do. You can always tell a guy that's never been there, never done that. They'll always sound like our resident trolls. One trophy between all of them. Well, except for the Cowboys. Eli! Hey, Guerrero!
Hey, that was pretty quick, Ronbo. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, bro.
Neil, that was quick. I just got in the line. Wow.
We're getting ready.
Man. That's good. I didn't get in the stroke, though.
All right, yeah, Guerrero, it's that kind of a night, man. Guerrero, you should actually play the lottery tonight. You maybe should go to Vegas. Everything is right, rolling, and stars are lined over you, man.
Oh man, I think so. Shoot, I'm gonna head up. Actually, I'm gonna head up to Arizona. That's my dedicated run, so I'll be heading up there. Say hi to the Arizona Cardinals and shit.
Oh man,
how you doing, the Rumble?
Oh man, I'm just wondering. Well, we got to stay in a situation where we have to win this game. You cannot lose this game so we can go 2-3.
Yes.
That would not be a good look for the 49ers. They're getting talked about bad enough as it is now. You go 2-3, and oh man, we got to listen to more trash.
Oh.
Well, the 49ers said they were on a revenge tour, but apparently it's not enough to push them past a 2-3 record. The Miami Dolphins humbled the 49ers for a second week in a row.
Oh, no.
There it comes, So, because nobody cares if you're hurt, bro. Nobody cares if your team is injured. You either win or you lose, and that's the story. So, all right, fine.
Man, Ronbo, it is crazy year. It's a crazy year.
It'll get better.
Titans are like real bad on the COVID. Like,
I know,
wow,
right?
There's another person.
And their team's not that bad.
Oh, man.
What is the problem? Yeah, that's right. The Titans. Everybody's beating the Titans. What's going on with them? Who else is doing bad? that should be doing. Look at the
Oh,
Vikings too.
man.
The Vikings are strange. Guerrero, look at the teams
Yeah,
that are
but you
doing
know
well,
what?
though. They weren't supposed to. Nobody picked them in the beginning of the season, right? You look at the Rams. The Rams was picked to go last in the division, but they're doing pretty good. You look at the Seahawks. The
Wow.
Seahawks are supposed to finish third. And look at them. Oh, they just, hey, we're the Seahawks. We do this every year, though. We're that front-running team in the regular season. We'll love to do this. So, don't
Well,
take this seriously.
what helps them is the refs. It's the refs. They always help them around.
Well,
So, when we go to their hometown, refs are all going to be all around us.
I know.
Penalties and stuff like that, but...
But who they play? They played the Falcons, the Cowboys. Those guys, both those guys are having lots of trouble. Who's the other team they played? Anyway, it's like they always tell us when we win. Remember last year, every time that we beat somebody, y'all ain't playing nobody. Okay, Guerrero, now we can say that to the Hawks. They ain't playing nobody. Who they play?
Well, they have nobody. Nobody.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, the Falcons can't find their way out of a soap bubble, and the Cowboys, 49. Who's that scored 49 points on that butt? The Browns. Come on. God.
Oh, man. It is a crazy year, Rumble. It is a crazy year. Yeah. But I hope we do something with Miami, because you know what, this will be so ridiculous on Kyle.
Yes.
I mean, you better come up with a nice plan for them, because Eagles came up with a nice plan with us, man.
Didn't they?
For us. Hey, Jim Schwartz or whatever his last name is. Man, he hates the Niners, especially with Jim Harbaugh, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So,
we'll see.
It's like the 49ers, they're saying that everybody's throwing something different at them now, because a lot of teams every coach, it's like somebody said earlier tonight, the 49ers are the targets tonight. Actually, it was funny, though, because a lot of teams were watching. I bet you a lot of DCs were watching what the Patriots, who did the Chiefs play this past Thursday night?
Ravens?
No, not the Ravens. Anyway,
I thought they beat the. Okay.
They did beat the Ravens, but this last game they had, they had a lot of trouble with that. I don't know what they were doing defensively, but the Chiefs were struggling there for a long time until they ran out. Oh, and what am I talking about? It was the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots were doing a good job defensively. I don't know what they were doing, but the Chiefs didn't get started until the second half. And Mahomes was screwing up.
Wait a minute. They did play? I thought they postponed the game.
No, they had a doubleheader on Monday night. Yeah.
I overslept. Shoot.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that then.
Yeah,
game,
no.
But anyways,
I
so who
figured
won?
the Chiefs would win that
Kansas?
game because if you know what, I think if Cam is there, I think that's a loss. That defense did a good enough job, but they didn't have no quarterback. I mean, they had Hoyer out there screwing up really badly. Stidham, he can't quarterback. So
Our Hoyer, remember? Our Hoyer.
But
hell no.
It was like 3-0 for nearly the first half entirely. When's the last time the Chiefs only didn't score a touchdown in the first quarter? It was pretty funny. I says, okay, everybody's watching this. All right.
This is, like I said, it's a crazy year.
It is.
Well,
it is.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, man, I'll make it sure. Well, thank you so much, Ronbo, for taking my call. I'm here waiting at Amazon. Mm-hmm. Well, have a good night, Ronbo.
You too. All right, girl.
Bye-bye,
hey,
Ronbo.
Hey, give a shout out to your son. Tell him to change teams and be a 49er fan. Stop it.
Man, I'll try, but no luck on that. All right, Ronbo.
All of us have family that does that. Just I don't understand what they're thinking.
Okay.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
They're not thinking.
Right.
You too, bro.
Yeah. 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 You know what? One thing we cannot do, don't get carried away at the first 4 games of the season. The panic switch should not be turned. We haven't gotten clobbered by anybody yet. There's been a couple of mistakes. It's like we said at the beginning of the season, mainly the 49ers, when they lose, it's usually going to be by things that they did, not necessarily what the other team did. Now, whether the Eagles did take it to the 49ers as far as that defensive line. Defensive line, I got all the respect in the world for. Philly's got a defensive line. Them boys is nasty. But beyond that, should have still won that game, though. Even as bad as they played, they should have won that game. You already know what happened in the Cardinals game. Oh, God. So we've got some things we need to get down and get straightened out. But hopefully, like somebody just mentioned, 49ers, are you going to, Coach, what are you doing with this team? How come they're not ready? We're finding out now, I guess, that some of those weeks before the season start are essential to what Kyle Shanahan's cooking, apparently, because they don't, I don't know. Nick, I still say Nick is a better quarterback than what we saw this past weekend. So that's a strange thing. What happened to him? That is shocking. Anyway, fam, I mean, hey, let's see what happens tomorrow. There may be some news we can jump in and talk some more 49 football. Otherwise, I'll see you Friday. Fam, if you hit that like, I can't wait to see you again, and you know this. Niners!